What it do, what it do, what it do, peoples? Hey, yo! We're back at it again. Sheeshing it up, I would say, is a valid statement. Let me see. Let me go ahead and close this. Yeah, getting into it. Rex first, of course. Well, what else would he be? Absolute menace. Let me unmute everyone so you can hear the gang here. Yeah, we're getting into episode 5, baby.
Let's see. Right now, and I don't know if I think at level 8's when I start doing like consistent
to be clear,
digits.
Chat, so you know he's talking
I get a
about
feat,
some Naruto 5e character.
I'm basically stacking like it was like like doubled pain the Genjutsu. You take whatever more per attack you take or whatever.
Okay. It seems like that's where a lot of like the rig stuff comes from, like things that stack
yes,
like individual like instances of damage or whatever.
Yes, and I have kind of nerfed myself in the sense of Yamada clans work off of execution moves and dismemberment. So they don't like all their stuff. Like they literally get a feature that says if you were to multi-attack, it'll count as one attack, but you get to roll all the dice that you would. So it's a little less consistent than like a min-maxed weapon specialist. But if I do hit with a plus whatever the hell I would have,
I'll say it's one of those all or nothing things where you're either hitting for everything or just missing.
Yeah, but the problem is it doesn't cost that much shock round. I'm kind of goated.
Have we?
We also rolled for stats, and my stats rolled pretty well.
Contacted? Don't even get me started on that. Have we contacted Eris?
That's your job, Chief.
That's always my job.
I mean, I messaged the group chat.
I was like, Hudson messages the group chat, and you message Eris personally. That's kind of like what we've done. So
I know.
Like, I don't even have her phone number,
That's just not true. You might not have it saved. I'll give you that.
I don't know. I do because of the group chat. But other than that, no.
Let me see. Well, I guess otherwise we start creating our level 8 variants of Axel and Lily. Get ready to start cooking.
Pop off.
Pop off on occasion, brother. Yeah, also, can I say, I did try to put some more thought into, like, our writings that we received. I didn't come up with any new ideas off of this. I don't know if you looked over it much, Senior Rose. But I was like, the little that I did, I mean, I think I got a little more of an idea of what's going on. That was about it. Okay, she's coming.
There are checks that are able to be done in terms of getting some more information. So it's not just literally the writing.
I figured that was the case. But yeah, I was looking through it. We're going to talk about... Yeah, the man figure, I like reading it over here better. It's not so squeezed. Dun, dun, dun. I find the history is key part to be interesting. I don't know. The problem is that might not matter at all. But history is key. The Ice Giants were clearly their enemies, and Peter is pretty sure they're still around. So, like, the blah, 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 blah. I feel like that has to be important. And the guy that we met at the wall, was he ice-filled?
He was not.
He was not. Okay, I didn't think so, but I wanted to make sure.
He was storm-filled.
Okay.
I don't know how he gets filled with storm, but he is.
He is in fact storm-filled, can confirm. Yeah, I do like that it says whoever Mr. Gregory is going to try a dozen things with the elementals and see what happens. I find it funny just because
like one of your own.
Yeah, we've been there, done that. All right, I got to get into it. Oh, I did change a spell out, by the way. A singular spell.
I changed several out.
To get a little exciting. We'll see.
Is it Fall 2.0?
Basically, baby.
Oh, you imagine if you could like do just for like some weird fucking reason just do like multiple of the same one. I don't even know when it would apply, but I'm sure there's like some weird ass shit that would.
If it's something that's like bonus action, it definitely could. Or even like with action surge. Well, no, you can. It's not like you can do it. Yeah, I don't know.
No, my only theory would be like if you like have to use like in the wording of some weird stacking stuff, you have to use something that's not the previous spell or like some wording like that.
And so you could use the same one again because that's one of your slots.
Man, I'm sure there's some interaction with that.
Oh, somewhere along the lines. But yeah, I do now have Featherfall, so we can be a little more dangerous and a little more safe at the same time.
You're a madman.
It is in the Inventor's spell list, and I found it, and I was like, oh, now that I know how fun Fall is, I can now... It does use 2 spell slots for me to do the combo, but... I mean, most of my spells are really, like, just helpful utility spells anyway, which, you know, I think is how it should be for the Inventor. But yeah, I thought it might be a little goofy, might be a little fun. And the perfect thing, too, is the spell I replaced, Alarm, is one I haven't used. So, really and truly, it's not a problem.
I'm usually not mean enough to ambush you guys while you sleep. I should be better about that, but...
I might... once I can learn another level 1 spell, I will probably just learn Alarm again. Just to have it, but which I might actually do in literally the next level. Let me see...
You guys are low. You guys appear to be all low on spell slots right now. I guess you haven't taken Alarm a bit.
Nope.
I think everybody has 0 except maybe.
Well, Eris has 1 first level and 1 second level, but I mean, that's not a lot for her.
Yeah, I have.
Well,
I have
mean,
one
out
first
of
level.
a lot.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I got 1 first level, and then I do still have. I never did use my thing that lets me use Shatter, so I do still have a Shatter usage available. So I got some damage I can chonk out if need be in a moment's notice.
Nah, I'm out.
I'm chilling. I definitely realized that I should have done different upgrades for Riley, at least for this level, especially because of how often you can change them out with Gadgeteer. Because you can change, I think, 1 per long rest. So I definitely should have done something else, but here we are. I'm willing to accept my mistakes.
Yeah, I guess learning your characters.
Yeah. Yeah, I realized with because like I took Jumper Cable, which is nice if you're like hitting with your shock generator, but because of my low level and me not having some of my other stuff, hitting with shock generator is not a very easy thing to do. So I'm just kind of vibing right now. So once I get my little crossbow spider, it's over. It's over for these fools. Excuse me, let me make sure she doesn't text me again. Also, I don't know if y'all heard me, but she did respond and just say her internet is goofy right now.
Oh, fun.
Internet's being mad goofy, apparently. Let's see. I do not get another first level spell slot next turn. Dag nabbit. I get 1 of 5. Dang, level 5 is actually going to be such a stupidly big upgrade for me. Is that normal? Are most characters like
yeah, everybody gets their good stuff at level 5.
Okay.
I get 2 attacks at level 5.
I kind of figured as much, yeah, because of like extra.
Well, I mean that's what marshals get, just because marshals are shit on as opposed to spellcasters.
Oh, I guess 1 more attack than usual. I think is what I get at level 5. You get extra attack and then a bonus action attack.
Okay.
Oh, she lives.
Welcome.
Holy fuck, was that a ride? My internet was like, you know, it'd be funny if I went out at 8:59. That'd be hilarious.
It is pretty pretty hilarious, if I do say so myself.
Don't take my internet side. Don't do that to me.
I always take big AT&T.
Did you happen to switch out any of your spells, Eris?
Yeah, I got them all written down. I'm signing in now so I can switch them out.
Okay. Well, tell me what you have down. I can start putting some of them in.
Okay. What was my last cantrip? Firebolt, Message, Shocking Grasp, and the last one. What was the last one?
Yeah, I
You
am
have
just out here defying gravity.
Druidcraft and
Okay,
Thorn.
yeah,
I
that
think
one. Okay, so
That was
Druidcraft,
my
can you
plan.
replace
Just
that
gonna
with
defy gravity.
Frostbite,
Gravity
please?
is nothing on me.
I think that you get that from your Fey origin, so I don't think you can replace that one. The Swordburst is the fourth one that I think you chose.
I have it written down that Swordburst and Thorn Whip were given to me. Druidcraft, I picked that one out.
Okay, interesting. All right. Well, yeah. If you looked it up, I'll take your word for it. All right. So Druidcraft out, and you want Frostbite.
Frostbite, yeah.
Why do you have like literally every single attack cantrip in existence now? Well, I mean that's not
Cover
literally
all
true,
of our
but it's
bases.
close enough to being true that I feel comfortable saying it.
Yeah, but I have Message. That's like something. That's
Well,
not
that is
attack.
something.
Message is a
I
cute
was
one.
yeah, I was tempted to switch that out for attack too, but I was like, I gotta have something useful for non-attack. And then my first oh, I'm signed in. I'm signed in. Where's my character? Where's my character?
I'm actually gonna see the ban list. But I don't know if this is banned.
Okay.
I should really go over like the custom spells at some point and see which one of those belong on the ban list. But
None of them. Not a single one of them.
Get out of here. I want Mother
I mean,
effing
fall
Ice Knife.
fall is technically a custom spell if you want to ban that one.
it's too much fun. Not even I can, in my shriveled cold heart, can ban that one.
I think the ones I use that are custom. I think Arcane Ablation, the one where I give like temporary hit points. I think that one's custom.
No, that one's fine. I think it's appropriately powered for a first level spell.
This guy's self is banned. You ever thought that maybe that was cringe?
Then why is the Ice Knife spell not showing up?
Because it doesn't exist. Lily.
It's not
Why
real.
why do all the spells I want not exist?
Yeah, I can make it. That one's like part of the SRD. They just didn't include it because they're cringe and lame. So I can make that real quick.
Cringe and lame.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Well, I'm channeling Blaine right now.
And then,
Okay. Yeah. I'll I mean, give me a minute. I'll add that in though.
Okay, and then I want this spell.
Silent image not banned.
You better believe I got that levitate spell. That one looked fun. Okay. That's basically all I can change.
Yeah, that's cute. Okay, so that just lets me do it. I get it. I get it.
Street Fighter 6 comes out tomorrow.
Did people like the? I haven't really seen people like the beta for it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I was gonna say I only say because it's like one of the games where it's like badly optimized, so it like takes up way too much space.
The classic, really.
I mean, at this point it's like normal, but it's still cringe.
Oh yeah, no, it is definitely still lame as hell.
Okay. So I have the piercing damage part of the ice knife in already, and we'll just have to do the cold stuff, like the exploding cold damage manually, and that's fine. We can do that.
On.
All right. Oh, there it goes. Oh, here now I'll put a nice little icon for it.
Woo! Fancy.
Very, very fancy. right. Any other spells, or are you swapped out the second level there?
Yeah, I already
Okay.
swapped out the second level.
All right. Final call. Is everyone comfortable with their spell lists for the foreseeable future?
As
Yeah.
good as it's gonna get.
Okay. So I hope you guys took absorb elements.
I couldn't fucking learn it.
I was about to say I don't think I could if I wanted to.
I literally looked at it and I was like, dude, Absorb Element would be nice. And then I was like, why didn't I take it in the first place? And it's because I can't fucking learn it.
Yeah, I can't learn it either.
Well, that's good to know for the upcoming Fireball Storm.
I have
Um,
it on my character sheet.
All right. Well, we shall begin, I suppose. Brief recap of last time. Let's see, what did you guys do last time? You finished the fight with the orc. You killed one of them, got some loot, rested at the Dwarven Rune Carver's place. Got some loot from her. Eris getting the lion's share of the loot, as I recall.
I don't want to talk about it.
And then you went to the hole where all this sort of dungeon is centered around, and went along the lip until you found the hidden staircase that the Dwarven Rune Carver spoke about. You went inside and you're sort of investigating, finding a number of strange things in different rooms, and the center room appearing to be locked and kept from you guys. You did find 2 corpses along with scraps of the murdered cleric's journal, which will hopefully allow you to solve the puzzle and get inside of the middle place. And that is where we left off. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, as I kind of said before you had came, Miss Eris, I was like, mini meta discussion. Did you discover anything with the note, or did you look over it much?
I don't think I saw. Like, did I see anything that you didn't? Probably not. Why? What conclusions have you guys drawn from the note?
I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, okay, so we left off with Riley gaining the knowledge that, like, there's a high likelihood that this third person that is talked about is probably inside this room right now.
Yes, currently trying to awaken the entity referenced in the journal.
The
Okay,
big old
did I share that to
probably.
everyone or not yet? I mean, if I didn't, I'll have Riley kind of pause and I'll give a little thought, kind of head tilt to the side, go. So the note talks about 3 people, and we only see 2, and I kind of turn, looking towards the bodies and such. I think the third person might be awaking this thing we don't want awoken.
Marvelous conclusion, Riley.
Walk over here. I'll just grapple across as long can I? Because I don't. Did I leave the pendant? Do I have the pendant? I don't remember.
I believe I added it to your inventory.
Okay. Did it have a name on it or anything?
No, it did not have a name on it.
Why would
It is only in the shape of a white wolf.
Okay. So there's no other writing or anything. It's literally just a metal wolf pendant, I presume.
Yeah, you get the sense it's like a symbol of something, but you have no idea what.
Okay. I mean, just for argument's sake, I will take this pendant and hold it up to the door just to see.
The blue barrier blocks it.
All right, figured as much. Yeah, I will step to the side and go, well, I don't know exactly what we need to do, but I definitely think we need to get in there as fast as possible. Okay. Commend the elements. Yeah, they can.
I was like, I have a couple ideas. My ideas are something to do with the water, which is kind of vague and really only referenced in like 2 lines.
Yeah, when they talk about how it
Kind of.
doesn't freeze properly and stuff.
The other one could be disrupting the barrier with 2 kinds of mana. Or maybe just one kind and the barrier counts as one already. That's kind of the more plausible one out of just
Are you
jumping
talking
in
about
the
because when
water.
she talks about like the mixing of the mana?
Yeah, where it like disrupts stuff because it's
Okay.
like muddied or something. I forget exactly where the line is, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
something like that.
It's near the top. Do
And
I
then,
have?
yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say and something with the elementals that I have some, but most of them are pretty stupid. I've yet to come to a logical one.
Okay. Have I
Um,
found? Oh, go
Rose
ahead.
can make an intelligence check.
Can Ray make it?
Sure.
Have I found any indicators about if this guy here
Damn it, Rose
is
should have made it.
Gregory or Peter
Um,
so far?
no, he doesn't have a name tag, unfortunately.
Okay, I don't know if there was like some in the journal that. Well, I guess if this is all that was in the journal.
What if he had his name tattooed on his forehead? How do you feel about that?
That would be very
helpful.
convenient.
It would.
Ray got a 6. I don't know if that does anything for us.
I mean, as you might imagine, no, that does not do anything.
Damn, are you sure?
Where the shot though?
Don't worry,
Oh,
DM.
six.
I understood.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the end just seems kind of like a warning.
Yeah, talking about like the history of like they had their enemies of the ice golems, or not ice golems, but whatever it calls them, ice giants. Yeah, I think the mixing is definitely the right concept. So I guess we have a few options of, and I guess Riley will hop over, and if you want to explain it to him verbally. If not, we can say he understands that you've given this explanation as your plan.
Yeah. I'll just explain it to Riley. About how we need to mix 2 mana sense. I mean, we have 2 with the water and fire elemental. We have 2 with me and Ray.
I was gonna say we definitely need something from our realm and something from this realm to combine in some way. Is like what I'd imagine. Okay, I guess now that I am thinking about it actively, I will have Riley come to the conclusion of his mana sense, kind of remembering it's a thing he can do. And he would like to mana sense the elemental, basically trying to see if he can catch any differences between what he has mana sensed prior in like regular world. Like trying to see if roses and this elementals like differ in any weird way. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay.
You make a mana sense check.
Boop. Boop. Not bad, not bad.
Okay, with an 18, the engines, so to speak, that you all have within you, and the engines that exist in the fire elemental and the water elemental here, are fairly similar. The closest thing I would say in terms of like engines would be like diesel engine from America versus like a German-made diesel engine.
Okay.
So they're very slightly different. They have their differences, but for the most part, there's not a huge like discrepancy. It's not like an ethanol engine versus a diesel engine or something like that.
Okay. Getting that, I would like to go over to the door here, and try to see if I can do a mana sense on this barrier. I'm trying to see if I can figure out if this barrier is made by the guy inside or is made by like temple magic.
Okay, sure.
Boop.
That would be another mana sense.
Yeah.
With the 7, it's difficult to
Better
say.
than
It's difficult to get anything out of like the barrier. It's not just blocking physical stuff. It is sort of blocking mana-like penetration as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty difficult to get a good sense of that.
All right.
You can make an intelligence check though, if you'd like.
I would love to do that for you.
Okay. With
Heyo.
the 21, I'll say you realize a few things. First of all, the barrier here, you do get the sense that it's a part of this place. It's sort of a part of the prison aspect, and the
Okay.
person here did not. He discovered the prison. He did not make it.
Yeah.
It's possible he might have activated something, but whatever it is like the prison is like responsible for it, so to speak.
Okay.
Additionally, so the 21, the mixing of mana from 2 realms, that whole bit,
Mm-hmm.
has something to do with this particular Outworlder's ability, which you surmise is called Past Sight,
Ah, okay. Okay. I was wondering
um,
what the
which
ast
is
was.
apparently unreliable inside of this
Okay.
because of the mixing of mana from 2 realms.
Okay, so I'm assuming that the mixing of the mana is referring directly to that, not necessarily something that they did or that happened.
Correct. She was talking
Okay.
about how it's messing with her ability to see into the past.
Okay. I will relay this to Rose, um, saying, yeah, I think when she's talking about this mixing thing, I think it's referring to her powers, not necessarily mixing it to accomplish something. We're definitely missing something else here. Okay, do I have anything to break the stone here? I guess I'll actually just test that first. If I walk up and put my hand on this wall down here, does the blue field pop up?
It does.
Damn it, okay. Alright, no breaking through, no breaking holes in walls. Alright. At least not yet.
So the statue in that room is like way taller than anything else we've come across so far, right?
Yeah, I think, I don't remember what I said last time, but I think it's about like 15 feet tall or so.
Okay.
Uh,
And does he look like that gatekeeper guy at all?
No.
these-
So the picture there does have color. The statue would just have like normal stone. But
Okay.
he does look like he's associated with ice, more so than the other guy that you saw. And he has sort of different style of clothing and stuff like that too.
Did we mana sense both statues? I believe. Did you do that, Rose?
I think I did. I don't think I rolled particularly well though.
Okay. I was like, we've had
My other theory is treating someone as a. 'Cause it says new arrival, so treating someone as a prisoner and maybe that'll open something.
like treating one of us as a prisoner. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Because no one listens, and the man figure represents the new arrivals. The man figure, so probably the bottom one.
oh, okay. Resist
Because
the
new
new
arrivals
arrivals.
would be in a prison, the new people that are
The
coming
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah. So the rebirth means that things will return to normal from its perspective. The man. Okay. I would like to go look at the statue, so or she's looking at it. Okay.
I was like, that first one's
Arrivals.
new arrivals.
In what sense do you want to try? Because I mean, Riley's down to try pretty much whatever. For the most part. So Riley would go along with whatever plan you want to do attempt here. As long as it's not like harming each other.
So if the rebirth means that things will return to normal. If everybody's a warden, someone needs to commit a crime, right? Hello, we only know that Riley's the only one that hasn't been addressed as warden yet, so maybe until he is addressed as one, he's normal. Select a normal. Water doesn't seem to freeze properly.
Whenever they refer to you as warden, do you just like ask them to like say your name or something?
Whenever I
we
refer
could
to
have Riley
myself,
try.
they just refer warden. But no, but I don't want to do that in case the moment you get called warden, it's like bound to you. Like
You're
right now, you might
stuck.
not. It's Schrodinger's warden.
I am both a warden and not warden.
Until proven by the elementals.
Let me see.
And see what with the elementals. See what.
We mess with the ice block.
Is the space between Gregory's going to try a dozen things with the elementals and see what sticks? I'm guessing, or starts or whatever. Is the space between that and W life
It's a new
differently
line. If you look at the
big?
Discord, it's a little easier to tell.
Yeah, but from like on the note perspective, is it bigger?
Like, is it a pretty big space, or is it? Can you kind of tell it's part of the same sentence, or?
There's a decent amount of space between the two. No, they are separate journal entries. You do get the sense.
Okay. I was like, maybe I can trial and error my way through a sentence, but
Create the middle part.
not for that one. Are there any that do seem like they're part of the same entry, or most of them just different entries, and it was like a section of the journal that got water damage?
I'll say the one that's and the man figure, and then history is key, and then normal water. Those are all kind of close to each other. You get the sense that's when they were trying to figure out the puzzle.
So, from its perspective, the man must, I'm guessing, history is key,
Probably.
and normal water. You said.
Yeah, those are all relatively close to each other. They all appear to be a part of the same attempt to figure out the puzzle. The one at the start is kind of like an earlier entry, and then the one at the end is sort of like a later one.
Okay.
Have we investigated the tents or no? Not really. I mean, I guess Riley will go double check, because he did not pull the bodies out, so he will go double check. Riley would like to look into the tents to see if there's anything else they missed.
Oh, sure, you can make an investigation check. With 12, no, you don't find much of interest in there. It's just like they're packs with like some food, sleeping bags, stuff like that. Most of what they had of interest was on the persons.
Okay. He will grappling hook across again.
So, if the rebirth means that things will return to normal from its perspective,
The snow started to melt from the fire elemental, right?
Correct.
But the
Didn't you
ice
say
block
the-
did not. Oh, good.
Didn't you say the statue? Wasn't he a conquistador?
So
I
he
mean,
looks like
that
one.
was sort of his styling. Yes, he might not literally be a Spanish conquistador, but that was kind of his clothing.
Oh, damn, he's not literally a conquistador. What a shame.
I will.
Nothing can stop the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes.
Not even this different realm.
They didn't make it that far. They're working their way through. I would like to go ahead and dig through the snow pile. See if there's anything in or under the snow pile.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a huge snow pile. You pretty quickly discover no, there's nothing inside that you can see.
Son of a bitch! Okay. What do we do with the snow?
hold on.
What are we missing? We're missing something.
I thought I had a fucking brain blast, but I just figured out I'm this fucking most idiotic one out of the
You
three of
should
us.
a little silly willy.
Yeah, I was like, I like started looking at words so specifically where like you try to repeat one and like it loses all spelling.
Meaning, yeah.
And I was like, does normal have an A? And could that be thermal water? Jesus fuck.
Oh man.
It was more than assuredly normal water. It was like Hudson literally said it too.
Water doesn't seem to freeze properly.
And I tried to avoid saying it, but it's kind of hard to say. Normal.
I was like, I also figured it was normal. It was just, again, one of those things where like
You've
I
been
haven't
staring
read-
at it for so long.
I read it. I literally copied and pasted in a different notepad just so I could not have all the words confuse me, and it still fucked me up.
And new arrivals. Okay, so we know these three lines are what we are to assume is kind of their puzzle era. Oh, so the rebirth means that things will return to normal from its perspective. The man must. The rebirth means that things will return to normal. And there was no.
Rebirth?
Oh, there's no like plaques or anything on these statues, right? It's just the statues.
Just the statues.
These were clearly their enemies. It appears pretty sure they're still around. They're clearly their enemies. It appears pretty sure they're still around. Okay, so I'm under the assumption right now, reading this, that the ice giants she is saying were the enemies to just like the people that we see on the other statue. Is that how you're reading this, Rose and or Eris?
You can make an intelligence check. I mean, obviously, your friends are welcome to answer as well. With their
What
opinions.
was the question? Sorry.
I was under the assumption, which I might just get it now because I'm rolling well on these, but she's saying that the ice giants are the enemies to like the humans. Is that how you're reading that, or do you think there's like kind of a third party that we don't have?
There could be a third party. Oh, and the main figure represents the rebels. So okay, I guess.
So with the 20 there, you sort of have a bit of insight. You get an extra word at the end there.
Woohoo!
Oh, do we now? And it actually says normal water! Confirmed!
It is not thermal water.
We got must. Perfect.
We got must, baby.
The man must.
So
Got
like
it.
the man. Okay, yeah. Okay.
The man must die.
So
Knock his
like
head
the
off.
man. Okay, so we got to do something like the man. So what do we think the man, or okay, something in the realm of that. Okay. The Ashets are clearly enemies, and Peter is pretty sure they're still around. So like the man, blah 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 blah. Normal water doesn't seem to freeze properly. Doesn't things with elementals and see what What is it? ST? See what starts? See what sticks? See what stays? I mean, this ice block has to have like some, right?
Assuming so.
Is there anything we haven't tried with the ice block yet? Because we've had the fire one touch it. I think we've also had the water one touch it.
In all fairness, I don't think we had the water one toucher. We can do that.
Did we
Oh
not?
no, we did. We had all three of them touch it because I was scared to do the fire elemental first. I'm pretty sure. Could just pour water on it. It is surrounded by water.
Just put regular water onto the ice block.
Water doesn't. I mean, if fire doesn't work, I doubt it. But
Worth
water
a
doesn't
shot.
freeze, so if water doesn't freeze, I imagine. Actually, yeah, I'll go. Ray will come with me, and the fire elementals will too. Although you don't have to move them.
How far down is this water down here?
Like 5 feet. It's not lucky.
Okay.
I'd like to touch the water, see what temperature it is.
Okay. It's reasonably cool. Like a cold mountain stream sort of deal. The whole dungeon is relatively cold. I mean, it's probably like 50, like mid 50s.
Well, I don't.
But the outside's typically hot.
The outside is warmer. It's like a comfortable 70 usually outside here.
Well, it's not in my inventory. Would I have the empty greater potion of healing thing?
Sure.
Like the empty vial of it. Can I reach down and fill that with water?
Sure.
And then walk over and I'll splash a tiny bit on the ice block first to see if anything happens.
Okay. It splashes against the ice and drips down to the base of the block, forming a little puddle. Not a single bit of water remains on the ice. It did not appear to add or affect the ice block in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
But they did inherently touch, right?
You would assume so.
Okay.
How tall is the ice block?
About 5 feet.
I will hand the little vial to Rose and say, well, if you want to pour it on there, I can't quite reach the top, so there you go.
Sure. I pour some on from the top to the side, seeing if there is like actual like if there's like a smooth side that goes straight down, seeing if like there's actual contact made between the ice block and the water.
Okay. Sure, you can make a perception check.
Ray will.
Or Ray can help you with this. Poor Ray.
Ray carries
Still
this team.
Listen, I spent 2 evolutions just to
make her
Make
good
her-
at this stuff.
her good at this.
All right.
That's
11.
failing.
To the best of Ray's knowledge, it does appear to touch the ice, but again, it doesn't leave any impact. You pour it on top, and it finds its way down to the bottom. There's not really a place to pool itself. Up on the top is kind of jagged edges and stuff, so it all ends up at the bottom of the ice block.
I will look to Rose after her having like kind of this kind of plan earlier. Would you like me to tell the elementals that I am a prisoner and see if we get a different thing from them?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and just do that one.
Okay.
Get that out of the way.
Just get it out of the way.
We will, I guess, kind of RP it in this sense. I will look at the elementals and go, we have, captured a new prisoner. Where do you suggest we put them?
There's no response.
That's right. Fuck me. Okay.
It's gotta be commands.
It's commands or greetings.
Yeah.
May you take this prisoner where he's supposed to go.
We broke him. We did it.
Oh my
no,
god.
They don't respond or do anything.
Oh, he thought about it though. That's important. He thought about it. Let's use this meta knowledge.
I will tell Riley to break something. If they don't consider you a prisoner, I'm sure there is
I
a
could throw
property damage crime.
I could throw snow at him. I was like, I don't know if I can break anything in here. It's all like stone. Not easily, at least.
Sure. See what it does.
I feel so bad. Riley
Vibing, bro.
Riley walks over and
I was like, throw the
grabs
ice at the water one. Try not to fuck with her.
yeah. Grabs a handful of snow, makes as small of a snowball as I could, while it still like can pack together, and will softly toss it at the water elemental,
Such a
okay.
crime.
making sure it doesn't hit the fire elemental.
It reaches out its hands, and the snowball stops midair, and it holds it kind of still floating there in between its hands before it.
Throw it back at him.
You're addressing the water elemental?
Yeah.
Okay. It pushes its hands out, and the water, the snowball, shoots back at it, Riley. You can make a dex save.
Say less.
Okay. Despite your being relatively quick, it was a little bit too close to you, and it does, your shirt gets hit by the snowball.
Dag nabbit. I chuckle a little bit, and I'm like, well, I don't know if that made me a prisoner, but it was funny nonetheless. And I will try to gather the snow and put it back into the pile.
Rose and Ray can make intelligence checks.
I'm putting the snow back in the snow pile right now.
Okay.
God is kind to Dobby. If Dobby rolls anywhere near above 12. God damn it.
I'll say
Together. Huh?
Well, the thing is that Rose and Ray have spent a lot of time with these elementals, so you have kind of determined its patterns to a certain extent. The catching of the snowball was the first time it's kind of done something without you directly telling it to do so.
This is true.
Yeah.
We
might
also
Do with the solution to this puzzle.
There. Yeah. Okay. Go on.
Well, so I was gonna say the one thing we kind of read on the thing is, and I don't know if this is talking about the elementals, but that they can't die, so they don't respect those that can, but they can feel pain, so they sympathize with us. And if that is referring to the elementals, although it could be talking about the ice giants, it's probably one of the two. Then it could be that it doesn't want to get hit.
You can make
Well-
an intelligence check if you like.
How about them apples? Finally rolled
Yeah.
low,
Hell
baby.
yeah.
Could be right, could be wrong. Hard to say.
Go ahead, Kevin.
There's two schools of thought with this.
Mm-hmm.
There is what you said, where they empathize, so show them the dead bodies and maybe they empathize. And the other school of thought is like an auto defense mechanism in which maybe we could make enough of a conversation or enough of a loud bang coming from inside the room somehow, somewhere, someplace, where they would auto react and like open it somehow
And like get
or
in.
go. Yeah, those are my two thoughts with the empathize and or the doing something by themselves. So I will take the elementals and for sake of time walk all the way to the bodies, but I'm just gonna go this way because it's quicker. Because moving two people is cringe.
Dude, the elementals just went in. What the hell?
I will state to the elementals, report on the bodies, I guess.
They say, we are prepared.
Yeah, fair enough. Besides prepared, how does seeing them make you feel?
There's no response.
I figured. Okay.
Well, I think they don't, because if I'm understanding your reading, if this is talking about them, they don't really care about death, because it talks about how they don't respect those that can die, but rather just the pain part that they sympathize with. So maybe hurting someone in some fashion. One of us has temporary hit points. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Eric, come here. Got a sword with you with your name on it.
Oh my god, can't I just stab myself?
How many temporary?
No,
You still 4?
Self
Yeah, you still have 4.
self-infliction damage doesn't count. Come here.
Ugh, it's bullshit. At least
You're
get
right.
the
It
kid
is
to hit me.
fine.
Actually, I will say, in all fairness, I'm assuming it's been longer than an hour. My temporary hit point thing does only last an hour. I will play fair.
Yeah, it would have been more than.
Riley, come here. You have full health.
Why is Riley getting hit, bro?
You have full health.
Riley's
To remind you
sus.
guys, this last thing that I posted, that was all one chunk.
The one here bent towards the ladder. That's why they helped Chosen.
Wait,
Or those two? Those are two separate sentences.
Oh.
Though.
They can't, as they don't respect those that can.
Chosen in the
But they
first
can feel
place.
pain, so they sympathize with us. That's why they helped Chosen.
So there appears to be a third elemental of some kind in there.
Maybe? I mean, we did have the empty stand, but we also looked, or at least Eris did, and there was no,
Fiddle.
there was no little spout thing on that one.
Oh, right.
So I think it might be a class of. We should wait for those of its own kind. The hell is that talking about?
And here is the first chunk.
Ass.
Yes, Riley did make the assumption, and I'll share this knowledge to everyone, that should be past sight. He's just guessing.
Really.
You're really unreliable.
That
Blinky white alien.
Which I assume is like snow, right? And this maybe it got frozen somehow, and that's what we're missing. Because the elementals are about 5 feet tall. Am I wrong in that or something? How tall are the elementals?
About 3 feet. They're quite small.
Okay, but assumingly it wouldn't be like exactly because the ice is like a block. It's not really the shape of anything. So presumably maybe there is a snow one that got frozen somehow. Gary doesn't want to leave without some more tangible information. The Bracknell listens, but they can feel pain, so they sympathize with us.
Auto defense. Auto
Are there
defense.
supposed to be more than 2 of you? That's not a command. Please report if there is.
Ask you could. Well, I guess it's not a command. That's still a question. Say you could ask or say find the missing one.
I'll do this one first. Report how many elementals are in this prison.
Yeah, they will both answer simultaneously. 2.
Well,
Okay.
shit.
Because that line of thinking, I thought I was onto that one.
It was a cute idea though.
The
Life
ice
difference.
report. The ice block in the room. Fuck's that about? What is
Rose is
that
getting
about?
Angie bears.
What is that about? Is what I say.
They will say we are prepared.
I love them.
I mean, the ice might be the thing that we don't want to wake up.
The ice, not that giant statue.
Yeah, like the statue might literally just be a statue, and then the ice might be like whatever's inside of that is what we don't want to wake up, and maybe whatever's in there. Okay, we need to focus. I think what we need, because we're losing, I think, focus on the thing that was kind of talked about how that was the first time we got them to do something without a command. Was throwing something at them.
Well, I mean, the question is,
Um,
what do we do with that? I mean, like,
Yes.
Some sort of like activating some sort of self-defense mechanism.
Some
where they
self-defense
do
measure,
something.
yeah, some like trigger that causes them to act on their own. I mean, if the report thing kind of works, you could ask for a report on what's in the room, just to see if they give you anything.
Report what is in the middle room. We are prepared.
They will say the warden and the prisoner.
Oh shit.
The prisoner has currently escaped and is damaging the warden. I'll let us in.
They do not respond.
Let us in. They look to me for guidance.
Yeah, they do look to you for guidance, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do anything.
I know them already. All right.
Open sesame.
What to shout, Riley?
The door opens.
I knew it. I knew it.
How did report?
How do we make them act on their own?
Report. How did the previous warden get in? We are prepared.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
They sympathize with pain. I mean, should we try hurting someone and seeing what happens?
Sure. I will. I'll take
we can hit Riley a little bit if we want to do like a tiny cut or something. Right. Riley out of a sadness.
Riley-
It's his hand up.
Riley should be hitting me if we want to really make this like a. Unless it's like a.
I guess that makes sense. Like
It
just
wouldn't-
punching him.
It wouldn't really be a. Yeah. I was gonna say just try doing that. We'll work on the cutting
Okay.
thing after. Assuming
Riley-
I don't have to roll a weapons die if I'm not like really trying. So.
Being relieved he doesn't have to like cut his hand or something, and he goes, "Okay, I'm okay with that."
Yeah, then
And
punch me,
he will rear back and try to punch Miss Rose. I suppose he is trying to like cause some damage. Otherwise, there's just like no point.
Yeah.
So do I just need to roll like an attack check or an attack?
Yep.
Is there like an unarmed button? Is this a?
You can use either strength or dex to hit.
Oh, okay. So just do that.
Preferably the one that's minus.
Yes, sir.
In any case, the damage is your strength modifier, so you do not do damage when you punch someone.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, if
I
I
was
change it
hoping
to
you
a
would
dex
talk
and I
about it.
understood that, can it be a 14? Since I understand that it's my strength as my damage. Does a 14 hit? What's the... Or I guess if he's taking the hit, right? Does it matter? Can he choose to, like, not dodge?
Yeah, that's fine. You can choose to take the hit.
Sure, I will choose to take it.
Riley slugs you with his little noodle arms.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. The unarmed strike deals bludgeoning damage equal to 1 plus your modifier. Oh, well, you have minus
So
1
0!
modifier.
Ha ha! Well, do they do anything, I guess, would be the question then.
No, there's no response.
Okay. Yeah, these are the worst little giants ever. Worst little computers ever. It's painful out here.
Report. How many ways to get in the middle room?
Um,
I'll do a better one. I'll do a better one if that one's prepared. If that one's weird prepared, I got a better one.
yeah, that one is prepared.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. I almost got it. I just need to word it right. In case of natural disaster, name the exits from the middle room.
Ooh, that's an interesting. Okay. They will both reply. They will say, in the event of emergency, combination will be activated by chosen.
Okay, so how the fuck do we get chosen?
Report. Where is chosen?
Location unknown.
Damn it.
Where is unknown?
They look at you and they say, unknown.
All right. We almost got there.
Hey, how fast is this water flowing?
A bit faster. Like I would say, moderate current.
And how deep is it?
That's kind of hard to tell.
All right, repel your bitch ass and
Yeah, so I'm gonna grapple over and go to the area where I can get down and I know the water's like 5 feet away. Because that looks... I mean, I'm just... Is this further away than 5 feet, unlike the other spot?
Yeah,
Okay.
that one's more like 15 feet.
I assumed so. Okay, Riley's gonna go into this fucking cavern. I'm tired of sitting here pretending this doesn't exist.
Can you give me Riley's vision? I haven't been in this one. It's a bit more tedious to not be able to see.
Okay.
So this is about 5 feet down, right? Is the water, does it have the same flow speed here?
No, it is slower.
Okay. And can I tell depth from here? Is it shallow enough?
It's pretty shallow, yeah.
Okay. I want to step into the water.
Okay.
And I will, I guess, walk up to this point at least. What do I see? This cavern, is it just too dark to see anything? Or what's the vibes?
No, it appears to dip beneath the stone wall there.
Like a very small hole, like I could not fit through it.
No, I mean it'd be a tight squeeze. You get the sense, but you probably could. The others probably couldn't.
Okay. I want to try to just kind of poke my head under and see what I can see through. Unless does the water like literally hit it where I'd have to go like underwater?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that changes some stuff then. I will. I don't really want to use a spell right now. Okay, I'm gonna throw a smoke bomb in the water for good luck. Okay, I guess I will keep my grappling hook handy. I would like to go to the edge here. And I will put my grappling hook on the like attach it to whereas I can pull myself back. and I will try to go under and see if I can poke my head up if there's any like air points or not.
Okay. You can make an athletics check.
Skills, athletics, click. Could have been worse.
Okay. You managed to climb into the water a little bit, and it is more climbing than swimming, as there's not really enough space to really swim.
Okay.
It's just darkness down there. You can't really see anything. I'll say you imagine that you get about 30 feet before you kind of run out of air and have to come back. But within that space, no, you don't see any light or any sign of. If anything, the passage there narrows within that distance.
Okay, I will give up on that plan for now then. It's like if anyone else has something they've come up with in the time being.
Yeah. What's the like entrance size of this one?
That also curves beneath the stone wall there. It is larger, obviously, than the other one, but again, the current is faster, as a warning.
We've got rope.
Yeah.
Okay. Rose would like to. Usually does not do this, but Rose would like to. As a cantrip, form the translucent kind of a celestial stinger that Ray has, and try to. The elementals might not like it. Try to pierce like this side of the wall, in hopes of like making some sort of anchor point.
Okay. So this stinger, it's Ray's it's a similar weapon to the one that Ray is wielding.
Yeah, it's basically like whatever her katana would be. Her katana is technically not, but yeah,
Okay.
it is a.
So it's her. So it's a celestial's weapon. You would say that is accurate. Okay.
That would be accurate.
Sure. You can make an attack roll with it.
Let's see where it is.
I assume it's finesse, so you can use either dexterity or strength.
I use charisma if I'm using my
Well, there you go.
weapon. But I actually have a better plus to hit than Ray, so let me pull up the knockback rolls. Where'd they go? Oh, that's right. I refreshed. They're gone.
You don't got
Okay.
that finesse?
Well, I do have finesse. I'd rather. Attack roll. Do I add anything to it? No, I've got quite a lot.
Okay. With an 18, I'll say your music always stops. The stinger pierces the stone, and with a bright flash, you feel mana emanating from it, from the wound that you have created. The stone, it's not like there's no rubble that like falls from the hole that you made. There's just this bluish shimmering light in the hole that you made. Yeah.
Did the elementals do anything?
No.
Well, it appears the middle room isn't the only thing guarded by. And presumably it's like the same kind of bluish hue from the barrier.
Similar, yes.
Not exact though. I guess
No,
I'll make perception if you want.
The other one is, well, I'm willing to give it to you. You've seen the blue barrier often enough. The blue barrier is more intense around the room. This one is like a more diffuse, and it's light.
Okay. So it didn't hook in at all, but it did do like some damage. At least like
Yeah,
something
there's a
happened.
hole there now where there wasn't before.
Okay. Okay.
Ray can make a perception check.
He's learning. Thank you, Ray. Fucking A. Finally, we got something.
Ray, she is her head bolts upright like a dog hearing a squirrel. And she sort of turns around. She says, "Did any of you hear that?"
No.
I guess I go to her and go in my head. No.
Never mind. Yeah, I wouldn't have heard that. Just kidding.
Yeah. I guess all this is telepathic. I kind of forgot about that to Rose specifically. So she would have said, "Do you hear that?" She says, through her telepathy, I think that was the warden's voice. He was calling out. He seemed angry.
Don't. Okay, everyone. Ray might have heard something that is not what. Ray, was it from the room or in your head?
She looks over at you like clearly a little frustrated that you aren't able to hear it too. She says, it sounded like a distant voice. Maybe it was more telepathic though than physical, since you guys didn't hear it."
Hmm.
Okay, guys, do not harm the structure at all whatsoever. The gods will not be happy about that one.
Oh, how the hell do we get them to react on their own?
I would like Ray to. Okay, Ray, could you possibly talk to whatever talked to you?
She frowns. She says, actually, I'll let her make a mana sense check.
Okay.
Sure. Since Rose is like specifically asking her. Okay, well, this is unexpected. Okay,
A 25 too. Goddamn.
Ray's like closes her eyes. She kneels down in sort of a meditative pose, and she reaches outward, trying to find whatever it was that just attempted to communicate with her. She does feel its presence, distant though it is still like a massive presence, sort of like a storm on the horizon, you might say. And she is able, it reaches out towards her as well, and she is able to communicate a brief, calling it a message would be a stretch. It'd be more like a whatever emotions she might feel, and maybe like a little bit of logic to make it make sense. If that, yeah. So like nothing like verbal necessarily, but like more of a spiritual message, I guess.
Okay. I guess I'll RP this to not metagame it too hard. Ray would be feeling an emotion of, I guess, worried isn't right. Cautious, because whatever's in here might be trying to harm her friends. Trying to think of like the right emotion for that.
Concern, I guess.
Yeah, sorry about that. Concern. Yeah, concern's a good one. I think she would be concerned. I think that would be her emotions. I think Ray or the other three could probably do an emotion that would be a bit more in.
Okay. Ray expressing this to the storm in the distance. The storm calms, sensing no malintent there. It offers comfort and it is welcoming now, encouraging you to come closer to it.
Yeah. I mean, Ray, as cautious as she is, if it's comforting, she would go.
Okay.
She is inquisitive in nature.
Yeah. So at this point, you guys do see Ray's eyes are rolled back into her head. She's not having a seizure or anything. She just appears to be in a very deep meditative state. Yeah. She is able to get some words as she comes closer to the storm. It says, Do not summon your realm to this one. Unpredictable effects. And Rose, you hear this as well through your connection with Ray, although it obviously feels much more distant to you than you're getting, telephone style from Ray to you. Is there anything that you'd like Ray to communicate back to it? I cannot hear you if you're saying something.
I was talking. Okay.
Hey, he's back.
I was gonna say at this point. Okay, so Rose would be panicking. That's first thing. But two things. So can the message have words now? Considering
It
Okay.
can.
Ray would say, there appears to be, we meant no offense. There appears to be someone in your prison that is harming my friends and the prison itself. Is there any way to get in? We'd like to help you.
Okay. It replies, not my prison. The Chosen built it. The Chosen maintains it. The key is a ritual of history. The being within, its hopes for the future must be realized. Its rebirth must be demonstrated.
She got history.
Okay. Rose would, if if it's allowed, Rose would use her action at this point to see through Ray and experience it a little bit better if she could, other than
Okay.
the passive connection.
Sure. Rose is sort of dragged along to get to the place where Ray is. I imagine Rose sort of slumps over, Riley, I suppose, catching her and sort of lowering her to the ground as Rose is now deeply unconscious as well.
Nice.
So both of them are unconscious right now.
Yes, or at least they're not responding to whatever you might be doing. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I'd be. I mean, I'll let you continue quickly, but I'd be going. Eris, Eris, they're both unconscious.
I need an adult.
You go ahead, Rose.
Rose, in whatever form she currently is, would greet whatever this is as best she can.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
Ray and Rose, you guys are kind of in like a spiritual form of yourselves again, sort of at the floating above a dark, deep ocean, and the storm clouds are just a short distance away, and that is what you are communicating with.
Very well.
And is there any guidance that you may help us to do this ritual?
As to help the Chosen.
It says
Persuasion, and does he find Ray cute?
No, but he does find her adorable. You know what I'm saying?
that's a good point. Yeah, you can go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Guidance. No shot.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you are unable to cast spells at the moment. Not that you
27.
need it anyway. Okay. It says, first of all, I have no love for the Chosen, but you gifted me with a song, and
Oh,
I-
that's right. Yeah, I figured. Okay.
I sensed no ill intent in you or your companion. I do not know the histories of your realm. However, I know a bit from what the Chosen said when he was here many, many moons ago. With a 27, he will go ahead and make an intelligence check with advantage, as he's really trying to think here and help you
My
guys.
song was so good. Yes.
Okay. With a 22, he says, "The being within, you must freeze its enemies, and it cannot be normal ice. It must be the ice that it produces."
The being within. Fuck. Okay. The being within must be frozen, but not with ice. With the ice it produces.
The being within's enemies.
The beings within's enemies must be frozen from the ice that it produces. But the snow pile melted, so that doesn't work.
At this point, Rose and Ray can do intelligence checks.
Just not 20 this, please. I have my theories, but
Hey, close enough.
Riley can't.
Okay.
But,
Rose, an 18. I'll say he said that normal ice, it can't be normal ice. It has to be, the special ice. It stands to reason, Rose thinks, that the special ice must be produced from special water, specially melted water, perhaps.
Okay. I heard you. Run that back to me one more time.
Rose reasons that since the special ice is what must be used to freeze this entity's enemies, that special ice might come from special water, perhaps specially melted water.
The ice can come from specially melted water, so the snow, presumably.
Presumably.
Only in a hypothetical sense.
Purely hypothetical.
Metaphorical, really.
Metaphorically.
In the Legends of Old. Okay. Right. Of course. I could have been so stupid. So the enemies must be frozen, or can be frozen through melted ice. Anybody got control water? Huh? Anybody got that?
no.
Ray was gonna have it,
smile.
but I didn't. I thought her looking cute was better.
Say with an 18, you have already seen a display of control water very recently.
Oh, the water elemental. Of course.
That's so true. Literally just did it. Yeah. Right.
So kind of you, Hudson.
Listen, I got a
reminding us of
minus.
what we did 10
Alright.
minutes ago.
The funny thing is, like on easy puzzles, you guys don't get it at all, and then on the hard puzzles, it's immediate, come up with the solution off the top of the head. There's no predicting it.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so maybe the water elemental can throw snow over the barrier. That's one. Yeah, but it says freeze, not unfreeze. So I'm assuming.
I have my ideas, but I don't wanna butt in since I'm not I don't have this knowledge yet.
I mean, the water elemental should be able to refreeze things, right? Ice is still water if you don't think about it too hard.
Yeah. Very well. I presume you are the guardian we sensed earlier, or we met earlier. I appreciate your help. History rituals. I was like, if the time to speak to God is over.
Yeah.
I don't wanna use it too much.
Well, at this point, it's not even so. Riley, you see Rose and Ray with nosebleeds,
Still unconscious.
still unconscious.
I was like, yeah. Do I feel anything?
I mean, at this point, I do
no.
start shaking them to try to get them up. Is
Yeah.
this helping at all?
You don't feel anything in your spiritual forms. However, the storm does say you should return to your mortal form. It is not safe to stay here for long.
Very well. We appreciate your help, and if, like I said, if we come across paths again, please remember the songs you wish me to play, and I will head back.
Okay. As you recede, you hear one final, I wish you luck, and heed my warning. Do not bring one other realm into this realm. And you return to your bodies.
As you do come back, you feel a jumper cable on each of your arms, and you just see a shock device as Riley is holding it above you.
That's not how that works. Not how it works. Not how it works. I have a regular heartbeat.
I back up like, oh, thank God. I'm glad you're back, Miss Rose. Just so you know, I did design it for something like this, so it's not as rudimentary as it might look. And I grab the jumper cables off and like put them back on the shock,
Okay.
the shock generator.
Okay. Just making sure you shock people to regulate their heartbeat.
No, I know. I was just, worst case scenario. It is. Anyway, I'm glad you're back. And Riley will go in for a quick little hug. Just make being worried.
Yeah, I'll do a very kind of a side hug, off-putting hug,
Yes.
as I'm now worried about the situation. Stand up, Ray. You okay?
Ray kind of shakes herself off, but nods.
All right. I wipe the blood from my nose. Well, we've gathered some information, and I will do a quick recap.
Of it.
Yeah. Talking to what presumably was the guardian of the storm that we encountered, that melted snow, control it, the thing that God so kindly put into the thing, and that enemies equals profit. So yeah.
So we need to freeze something or melt something?
Yes, particularly freeze something, as I am unsure of the terms of melting it, I guess.
Wait, melt snow, control water. I'm confused as to this message.
We need to melt the snow because we can use it to freeze.
Yeah, is this supposed to just like going in order? Like, what's the specially have water freeze around enemies profit?
The entity or the storm cloud suggested that you can't have the enemies freeze with normal ice. It has to be the special ice that this entity imprisoned here produces.
I guess the enemy's profit thing is the thing I don't understand.
That's meanie.
That's me being funny. That's very funny.
Okay.
Jesus, bro. God damn, gotta do him like that. Jesus.
It was
I
funny.
was,
Yeah,
I
I
was
found it funny.
confused.
Yeah, I
I
found it funny.
didn't understand.
He doesn't get it, and he's cringe, but I found it funny.
Well, that'll be an advantage on Rose and Ray for a little bit, I think.
Yes. Let's go. Riley, your
I'm too
fall
stupid for
spell
this.
activates suddenly,
I'm too stupid for this.
and crashing you into the city.
Let's interact with the barrier. We've already tried.
Okay.
We've already done that. I mean, I have my ideas, but fuck these guys. They'll figure it out. That's their own damn problem.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Get one today.
All right. So we need to freeze the enemy. What is the enemy? That just
We could try freezing the statue.
The human one or the tall one?
Presumably the human one. Is this ice block over here? Is it about the size of the other statue, like the human one?
No, it's smaller
it's
than
not?
the
Okay.
statue. Human statue about 6 feet.
Never mind then.
Yeah, we need to figure out. We need to perform a history ritual. That was also a thing. Perform a history ritual. of the other world.
Is the
The
history
conquistadors
ritual
never were frozen, so you're wrong.
Is the history ritual not just the freezing? Like that is the ritual? I thought like that is the rituals, like doing the freezing stuff.
Maybe. I was like, that totally could be it. I don't think I came to that conclusion, but that could be it.
Freeze the
I mean, the
humans.
Stormcloud did kind of tell you. The ritual it was describing is born out of the history of this entity, but it describes its hopes for the future, its supposed rebirth.
It presumably is grand scale an ice age, low scale free something, maybe, or be free, or things of that nature.
Oh man.
Is there anything? I guess. Need to freeze the enemy, which presumably is maybe. Is there enough snow to freeze the ice statue?
You can make a, I don't know, perception check.
Perfect. Ray, you're up. You got such good eyes.
She shrugs. I'm not sure.
Okay. Fire elemental, could you melt the snow, please?
Elemental moves over and melts the snow pile into a pile or a pond, a pile of water.
Right, nice. Water elemental, could you? Water elemental, could you gather up the water into an orb?
It puts both of its hands forward, and all the water swoops up into an orb, floating about a couple feet from his body.
And then follow me, please. All right, water elemental, could you attempt covering the statue in water and then freezing it?
It puts all of the, it covers the statue in water, still leaving a fair amount. I'll say it takes a little less than half of the amount there. However, it does not do anything beyond that.
Are you capable of freezing? Report, are you capable of freezing?
It looks over at you and says, "We are prepared."
I love you guys so much, and I've never had thoughts of extinguishing both of your lives. Okay. Water elemental, gather it back up into an orb. Follow me.
Okay.
For the sake of Ray is with me, we're just gonna.
Sure.
Okay, and then water elemental, could you surround this ice block in water?
Sure. It puts forth a bit of the water there. Before it touches the ice block, however, with the water, it separates basically the larger orb, and it has a detached smaller orb. And with the detached smaller orb, it forms it in a perfect shape around the ice block, and puts it down on the ice block, and it immediately turns into very blue ice around the ice block, covering it.
Okay, and then water elemental, could you remove the ice now?
It looks over at you.
Mother bugger! Fire elemental, could you melt the ice that we just created?
The fire elemental moves over and slowly but surely melts the ice off of the ice block.
Water elemental.
Water elemental,
Collect the ice while it's melting.
Yes, it collects the ice ball, returning it to the orb, leaving the ice block as it was before.
Okay, perfect. So we can freeze ice, though. We got that one right.
Or we can freeze water. Melt snow, have water freeze around enemies, and then profit. we're missing something with the profit part. Is the snow block able to move?
There could have been a question mark there. It's my bad.
Oh, well, never mind.
Profit.
Is the ice block movable?
No. I think you guys have tried to like mess with it before. Literally nothing you do affects it.
Yeah, I was like, Eris was literally throwing fire bolts at it for a while.
Okay, so it does freeze when it touches the ice block, and we can turn it back, but we need to freeze the enemy, which presumably is the ice giant that is kind of shown that is related to ice, the statue.
Freeze the human. Why aren't we freezing the human statue?
Well, we
The
can't.
problem is, how do we
the-
freeze statues
yeah,
in general?
The water elemental is not freezing the water around the stuff for us at the moment.
Gotcha.
Riley can make an intelligence check.
Uh,
I'll say with advantage, as this is definitely the sort of solution
Thank
that Riley would enjoy.
Thank God he is. Ah!
Kill me
Never mind.
now.
Riley has a headache right now. It's kind of sad.
I was rolling too well earlier. He was stressed, all right? Rose and Ray were both unconscious, starting to bleed. He didn't know what was going on.
Can I roll an intelligence check to contribute something?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Woohoo! With advantage?
No, straight roll.
I said no.
Hey,
Uh,
higher than a
let's see.
6.
With a 15, Eris, actually having like a fair amount of like, she has her own elemental powers as well. She recognizes that it may be possible to have the water elemental stretch the water out in almost
Yeah.
any form you can imagine.
Yeah, that was literally the moment.
Like, just create a touching line. That's
Yeah,
kind of-
the moment the moment you guys rolled the intelligence, I was like, you probably could just connect the two. Okay, water elemental, go to the big statue. Because I thought it would create more, but then I realized that it doesn't take the entire amount to cover the statue. Water elemental, if you could please cover the statue and then create a string of water, a stream of water, and connect it to the ice block.
It does so, covering the statue, and then with a tiny little thread of water, moving it back to the ice block, separating out from the rest of the water, leaving about half of the water remaining. It connects the string to the ice block. You see the thread freeze almost instantly, and back at the statue, Ray sees the statue freeze completely within the blue ice.
Okay, and then water elemental, if you could do the same thing for the other statue, if there is possible enough water to do that.
I will go ahead and put my hand against the wall right here.
The blue barrier blocks you.
It is, okay.
The elemental goes here to the human statue, covering it completely with water, and then with a little thread of water, curves it back to the ice block, eventually touching the ice block. The thread freezes along with the human statue, and you see both the fire elemental and the water elemental, without your command, begin heading back to their posts.
Okay.
I want to touch the wall again.
Yeah, that's the wall.
There, you can touch the wall. It's cold stone there.
Hey!
All right, let's get everybody together for an entrance.
I was like, do we have a specific one we want to use? I don't think it particularly matters, but... Unless we want to go in towards the actual exit of the building, which might be our, like, safest option, because we could
Presumably
get in
the
and get out.
one furthest away from, like, oh, I solved this puzzle. Let me immediately open the door, because I assume that's the one they took. So I guess, yeah, the one closest to the exit would be it.
Whee!
Which is
Whee! Look at this. Sniped through both doorways. Shoo!
two people makes
Is there
sniping so
one
much
in
more
this room, or is the closest one the water elemental room?
difficult. It's this
Oh,
Oh,
one, right?
no, there's one right
Yeah,
there.
this would be the closest one to this exit. Oh, I don't want to put a spell on just in case, but feel like I might.
Oh,
as well.
Eris, your temp HP, I believe, is gone because that was from the ablative arcane thing.
Hey.
Yeah. The arcane
I mean,
ablation.
you could just leave it there. No one's making you get rid of it, you know.
True.
Oh, I just wanted to help you out there.
I mean,
Okay.
don't. I didn't ask for your help. You can leave it there.
Ooh, that's a disadvantage on the next one.
We'll see. See what happens with that.
All right. Has everybody done their preparations? Rose will do her.
No, I gotta go pee.
Okay, never mind.
Pee break.
I was gonna say presumably Ray can't go in, and I can't form weapons. So hopefully y'all are good, huh?
What do you mean Ray can't go in?
You can't
Uh,
bring another realm into the middle thing.
I mean, you can make you and Ray can make intelligence checks, Rose.
Okay. Ray, I gave you a +1, and you're rolling like shit. I'll be honest with you.
Your Rose has actually killed the intelligence checks today.
With the 14, you get the sense the warning didn't come until you actually like pierced the stone with your rapier.
Okay.
You get the sense that it's not so much like you can't have anything related to the other realm. It just make sure that that doesn't touch like firm things of this realm, if that makes sense. Don't have the two enchantments, so to speak, collide.
Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, see, we're chilling. We're chilling.
I definitely thought it was more ominous.
Well, I mean, it is ominous.
It is still
As long as
ominous.
you don't do that.
To be clear, still ominous.
We'll just get the other guy to keep attacking the floor. God will get angry with it.
Dude, big brain. That's what I'm talking about. I know, Rex. We did it, dude. That was a goddamn grinder. We made it through the.
I guess I'll go P2 little red.
And then there were two. Yeah, it was funny because when you were telling me they were unconscious, I really wanted Riley to use the jumper cables. Was like, he's not gonna yet until he really sees a reason to be worried. As soon as you said that there was blood coming out, I was like, okay, now he's worried.
Never mind. As long as I have a D&D session, I'm never allowed to use the bathroom by complete coincidence. 'Cause someone's always in it. I always forget that's a caveat in my household.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that is an important rule you need to follow.
It wasn't as bad, dude. That one time, dude, it got rough. I had to pee so fucking.
Like if they lasted like 2 more minutes in there, I was just gonna go in the backyard. For this music, is it supposed to be kind of like this amp? Can it be kind of like lo-fi? You know what I mean?
Some lo-fi.
Yeah, you're
vibes.
right. You should chill out a little bit. Chill out.
You know, I don't even think we're getting into combat, really. I think we're just
I
gonna
think it's
have
probably
a...
fine.
Yeah,
time,
out of
so it should
fear,
be-
actually, because I'm assuming if we don't get in combat, we'll probably have a chance to long rest before we do anything. So I will go ahead and arcane ablation myself.
metagaming, imagine.
I am. I mean, this isn't even metagame. This is just logical.
You never know when you're gonna sleep next.
I crit my arcane ablation. Yeah, no, this is just Riley going off of assumption. Listen, this could come back to bite me. I'm fully aware of this.
And now that the three of you are here, I'm gonna make. I wish Ichiro stayed for a little while longer. There was gonna be so many punishments for Gates, and we'll just keep making him activate them. But he just. Ah, whatever. He only did it once.
This isn't the kind of lo-fi that I listen to. This is,
Me and him on the same page. Listen to this all the time. Is this Libera Me Domine Gregorian chant? Love that song.
Yeah, it's a good
Love 'em.
classic.
It's a classic lyric
I-
video. That's what I've been on.
to be clear, I didn't say it wasn't classic, just not the type of lo-fi that I listen to. That's all I'm saying.
He's not a man of taste. Oops. Yikes.
I'm typically more 1400 kind of BC guy. I but
Is
Oh, you could pull up the Mongolian throat singing.
singing?
Fuck, that shit goes hard unironic.
Oh, man.
People that do that have an incredible constitution in their throat. Holy shit.
That's true. That is true.
Open
All
the
right.
sesame door.
You
All
guys
right.
can proceed as you desire, or
Great.
you don't desire even.
Let's get
Ray.
it.
Yeah,
that's
what
true,
if
we can
just
always
wanna
just
stand
turn
here
back,
at their
right?
door?
Well, the problem is we don't have much free will until we get this amulet, because we're fucked if we don't.
Oh, here we go. The fucking doomer zoomer over here. Fine. Yeah, Ray will dude, I just heard them get out. Ray will open this door very cautiously.
Cautiously?
Trying to
What a
peek in.
surprise.
Sure. Ray reaches out and touches the door, and it slides into the wall on its own.
Talkative
Oh, why is that man orb whiny, bro?
Peter, my man.
Peter, we've been looking for you, my boy.
Oh, yeah, there is.
I guess fuck it opens.
Oh,
It
he's
o-
moving. He's moving.
I guess fuck it. Yeah, it opens. We would be like I'll be walking in.
Yeah, I mean, Riley's filing in.
The individual who is dressed in sort of a long black robes and a cape, a very ostentatious cape, he's moving back between the orbs. He doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. He holds this green amulet up to each of them, and there's like this light, sort of like a drop being sort of splashed into a puddle of water on the orb's surface as he holds it up to the orb. When he goes over here, he puts the orb back on, sort of pockets it, takes out a what appears to be some sort of journal, and marks something in it. Before putting the journal away, taking the amulet back out, he goes over to this orb and holds the amulet up to that. Goes down to this orb.
While this is happening, I would like to make a mana sense check, trying to do it on Strickland to maybe see what type of. I know he has like. Fuck, we didn't know what ability he had, but if I could make a mana sense check to kind of see his nature on the magic that he has.
Sure. You can make a mana sense check.
He's kind of hot, no?
God, Ray!
She's trying her best. Don't yell
I would
at
say
her.
he's kind of goth style, but he's like, he's the hot goth, so to speak.
Peter,
I told you,
single?
Does he have the emo side bangs?
His eyes do happen upon you guys as he finishes with that orb and is apparently moving over towards this one when he sees you. He frowns and tilts his head. He calls over and he says, why didn't my minions deal with you already? Who are you?
Yeah, what is up? Wow, you're hot, huh? Okay. So we just kind of stumbled upon it. Turns out door's easily openable. Hey, we've been kind of looking for you. We were just wondering, kind of what the fuck are you up to, man?
What a crazy way to start this conversation.
Excellent RP. 5 stars.
Thank you.
Peter, he will say,
He's speechless. Don't worry, Peter. You not need to say another word. Yes.
Damn, Rose is horny as hell right now. What is happening?
As I gleefully take the ring that he so gently put upon my finger.
he says, are you Outworlders then? I'm an Outworlder. Maybe we can talk.
Shit.
Oh my god, we have so much in common. Wow.
Sure, we can talk.
I'll ask again, what's your purpose here? Just wandering, or are you looking for little old me?
I look back to the rest of the team. It's the faces.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've just been examining the room,
Riley,
seeing.
you can make a mana sense check with advantage.
Okay.
I was like,
I'm not distracted like Rose is, but fucking
we did find. I'm trying to
playing the charisma motherfucker. We did find something out about him, right? Like an ability. Does anybody know? Anybody remember? Anyone keep that note?
I remember them telling us, but I do not know.
Hey, by the way, there's a discerning mind right there.
Yeah, also actually with the 22, you can get all of them.
Lovely.
So I just doink all of these mines around the room.
You're familiar with the Thunderburst
I am
mine.
very familiar with this.
You do sense 4 of them placed at the various locations, including
Okay.
one right next to you.
Having sensed it and walking in, well, I mean, when did I notice these? I guess.
Pretty early on, I'll say with the 22.
Okay, am I allowed to retcon like kind of prior to us walking in and talking to him?
No, I'll say
okay.
Riley takes a minute to sort of take everything in while Rose begins speaking.
Okay. Once Rose does turn around and look at us, I do shrug. Shrug towards the situation of like, hey, you're taking point here. And then I do look down and say, hey, by the way, don't touch here, there. And yeah, fuck it. I'll point him out. I'll be like, hey, I was like, even if he sees it is what it is. I'm like, hey, don't hit that, or that. They will explode and hurt a lot. There's one at all the doors.
I should warn you if this is going to come to blows. I suspect I have a little bit more mana than you do.
Oh, preferably not, Mr. Strickland.
Yeah, again, I'll ask you, why are you here?
All right. We were summoned here, otherworlders, as that is not hard to deduce, as we have managed to get in here. We were brought here to bring your amulet back to the geezer at the Lachlan estate.
The Redburn estate, I believe.
Redburn estate. Eklund is Eklund is the
Eklund is the name of the nation, and it is. Oh yeah, it is Robert Redburn. So yes, it is the Redburn estate.
the Redburn estate.
They summoned you just for that? He chuckles and shrugs. He says, all right, sure, no problem. Give it back to you. I don't know. It shouldn't take more than a few days. If I get lucky, maybe by nightfall, I'll have no need of the amulet anymore.
Team, how does that sound?
Cool. What are we summoning here? Is this like gonna kill us in the process before we get the amulet? What's going on here?
He grins and gestures to. So there is some sort of humanoid figure floating in the center. I didn't place the mana orbs perfectly, but for this, it equidistantly, sort of in the center of the mana orbs there. He points and says, "Beautiful, isn't she? I don't know. I want to meet her. I don't know exactly what she'll do. It'll be fun to find out, though, huh?"
Okay, guys. Team huddle. It
He's
would
trying
be
to kill
kind of
us all.
fun. It would be kind of fun to find out.
Yeah, well, like, what if she fucking murders us all?
Well, so, yeah, I agree it would be fun to find out. I think maybe we make sure that if he does summon this thing, it at least stays within the realm and can't escape through the mist. Because if it can, this might lead to literally worldly destruction.
Worldly destruction, worldly shamunction, you know? If it wasn't...
I like this world, though.
That's alright.
Alright,
Peter, why are you
Mr.
trying to wake up the statue? Why you got the hots for that thing?
Does it be fun to find out?
He looks at you like confused, like, he's like, you don't, you're like Gregory and, well, my other companions. They didn't understand either. I don't see it. Now that you see this, the form, you don't want to meet her? I don't know. It's like asking why water flows down with gravity. I simply must see her awake and alive, and I just want to know what she'll do.
And perhaps, Mr. Strickland, you're not under any, well, spell or temptation to do this?
Who cares? It's all
Valid.
My God, he's got the hots for a goddamn statue.
Mr. Peter, it seems like you may have been here longer than us. While I do agree, and I am also kind of curious to see what happens here, let's say that it is something bad and causes, a lot of issues here. Can it affect outside of the dungeon fog? Or mist, I forgot exactly which word they refer to.
Oh, it is
but
dungeon fog.
yeah.
Dungeon fog or realm fog is its other name.
Fog.
Strickland looks back at you and shrugs. He says, "Oh, I hope so. It'd be kind of boring if she was stuck in this place."
Oh, Jesus
Look, I
Christ.
was
Okay. And
Look,
so
you're outworlders just like me. Who cares? These people, the inhabitants of the realm, they're here for our amusement. If something's entertaining, we should do it.
okay. I'm not completely against you there, but for my goal, I need an audience for my grand concert, and the death of participants would make my music not as well heard. That is my main issue with this. In the other terms, I mean, yeah, I was kind of pulled away from my world and I had a pretty good life, so. But regardless, could this not, let's say, wait?
I need the amulet to do the combinations. I'm not going to part with the amulet until I'm done. You're welcome to wait, and I have no issue with giving you the amulet after I'm complete. You know what, I even have some old mana stones I'd be willing to throw in as a bargain, as I'm
shit.
not interested in having to deal with you myself.
Dude, he's so good.
It would delay me.
He's so smart.
Can you roll a persuasion check? Can you roll?
Oh,
me
wait. Okay, real quick though. Do we know what the fucking Mana Stone does at this point? I don't think we've been given any, right?
You have not been given any.
Okay.
13's not good enough. Sorry, Chief.
Not charismatic.
Good attempt though.
Hey, so this prisoner thing, would you classify that as a tall white alien?
I mean, just from Eris's eyes, yes. It is humanoid in form, but it's strange. Its clothes seem to be a part of it in a way.
Lanky white alien. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
She is
We're closer
incredibly
to
long
solving the
and
riddle. We're closer to solving the puzzle.
We're so close.
God, I can almost taste it. All right, Strickland. And what would these mana stones do for us?
No, you're not aware. They'll unlock the mana stone within you, the core of each of your beings, and make you stronger. I've had the pleasure of doing it a few times, and his fingers crackle with like a sort of eldritch energy. He says, the results have been, quite impressive.
Cool. Can we get them now as we wait for you to get yourself killed?
No, I have no interest in empowering what might be my foes, depending on how this goes. You can
Okay.
wait until I'm done.
All right. Well,
Yeah, but if the thing kills you, it's gonna destroy the stones too. Come on, man.
quick team huddle, guys. I don't think we can beat it.
Can Riley make? I don't know if this would be a little too cheesy. Either a mana sense and or tactics check to trying to somewhat discern the level, seeing as he said that like these stones power us up, and he has said that he's used a few of these. Trying to gauge his power level compared to ours. If you want my meta statement, it's like what's the like level kind of imbalance here that we're fighting.
You can make a sense check.
Okay.
Are any of us being frowned down upon by the mana orb on the right? Are any of us the wrong race, perhaps?
Yeah, it's good. It's been eyeing Eris this whole time.
I am just like the shitty ice block. It's just straight up a shitty ice block. That's all I gotta say.
I'll say with an 11.
Uh-huh.
He is between 2 and 5 levels above you guys.
Shit, dude.
Motherfucker, we're not winning. None of us have spell slots.
Yeah,
Okay.
not having spell slots is gonna make this real rough.
Yeah, I got one spell slot left. So
I'll tell you my use. I can melee this thing. That's genuinely it.
I can
That's
airburst him.
genuinely it.
So maybe we try to set up a sneak attack if we want to do anything, but that's about it.
I don't recommend.
Okay. I do. If we're team huddling, right? Well, okay. Maybe we just ask if we can come back tomorrow to see how he's doing, and then fight him tomorrow, maybe. Saying this very quiet in our team huddle. Not saying this loudly.
These Thunderburst mines, Riley, they're not of the room's creation, or are they? Presumably not.
It is. I don't know if I need to roll an intelligence check, but Thunderburst mines are not something that naturally spawn in the world. Or given the Riley answer.
Not to the best of your knowledge.
Yeah.
These ones do appear to have been made by Peter Strickland. They do not appear to be native to the prison.
Okay.
All right. Maybe if we explode them, the deities will look fondly upon us.
What's the range of these? Hold up, I know this. Let me find it.
All right, Mr.
It's a
Strickland.
10-foot radius.
And you said how long is this ritual going to last?
Well, I've been trying different combinations, or rather permutations.
Excuse me.
I'm currently on, and he pulls out his journal and glances down. He says, "I've tried 4,115 combinations
Wow.
so far.
Riley's eyes widens. Out of how many?
5,040.
Dedication just to
Good
get
progress.
How long have you been sitting here doing this?
He looks around and seemingly noticing the walls for the first time and shrugs. He says, "I don't know. Who cares?"
Damn it, Riley was trying to get his fucking. He was trying to get his knowledge going.
And I will. May I step closer to examine your one true love here?
You can make a persuasion check with disadvantage. Well, actually, straight roll, I'll say.
Does fine, Ray Q. Let's fucking go, baby.
Roll high, Ray.
Ray's so adorable.
Guidance. How are we feeling about that?
Yes.
I'll say no. That would be
Ah.
obvious casting, which could provoke
Oh,
him.
that's true.
I assume is what you're trying not to do.
Shit doesn't fucking matter, bro. He's a machine.
He says, well, maybe a closer look will convince you as to my reasons here. It's not like you could possibly do anything to harm her. One of you may come and approach and examine if you like.
All right. I was like, I don't want to meta it too much. I asked the question.
No, yeah, I think it makes sense for Rose to go. It's while Rose is walking up, I would kind of keep talking. I'm trying to gather information as to kind of how long he's been here to gauge how much time we have left. Do we get any idea on how old those bodies were? Did we ever? Because I know we examined them and
They
you
weren't
gave us
rotting.
they weren't rotting or anything, but
They were like.
They weren't rotting.
that's all we got. Okay.
Yeah, they were
Mr. Peter, sir, frankly, do you need to eat?
Huh. No, it's been a while since I've done that. I think it's something to do with this place. It preserves things. Like it preserved her.
He's
And
really
I'll
got
say
that.
he does he looks at her and licks his lips.
Okay.
Ooh, lovely.
Man's on that
Could I
freak
now
behavior.
now that I'm closer, could I make a perception and a mana sense on the prisoner specifically?
Sure.
And I was like, Ray should have been here, but it didn't make sense.
Okay, guys, if I fall at him from this distance,
Oh, here we fucking go, Doug.
Perfect.
Suicide bomb. You don't sense anything coming from it. For the 10 perception check, like I said, it's long-limbed. It's humanoid-ish in form, but you can't imagine if it was standing up straight. It seems like it would collapse under its own weight. It barely seems to have any muscle. Its limbs are so thin. Its head is much larger than its body. It should crumple in on its neck if it was standing up. Its clothes appear to be a part of it in some way. The best word to describe it is alien. Humanoid-ish, but with many strange traits associated with it.
Mr. Strickland, this ritual is going to last you in, well, a number of days, presumably, going by the combinations.
Well, only if I keep getting unlucky. With
That-
only 1,000 left, I'll be sure to hit it on one of them.
Almost assuredly, I believe in you. I will say,
Nice.
seemingly from this, your soon to be here, and if I'm not mistaken, like I said, we've not come from here. They appear to be malnourished, a little bit. Perhaps having gifts before waking them up would be ideal. You want to make a good impression, of course.
He blinks. You can make a persuasion check. I'll say with advantage.
Nice. Nice. Good rolls.
Gifts. Maybe. You might be right. But the most important thing is waking her up.
Oh, I am not disagreeing with that. I just mean, well, we are not completely aware, and
Unless, like I said,
you may correct me. I will be delightfully wrong. But presumably, this thing has been here a while, and we do not know its history. It might not imprint on you as soon as waking up. I don't disagree that obviously waking it up is the most important, but perhaps if you give us a day to collect food and some other gifts, maybe we can try to make it better for all of us involved. That, well, one, we get the gifts that you have so kindly given to us, and two, we can get it to like you a bit more. Obviously, again, waking it up is obviously the primary cause here, but maybe giving us some time to have it be a bit more attuned to you would not be the worst idea.
Okay. I won't have. I'll keep your 23. He nods slowly along with you. He says, "Yes, you're right. It should know of my devotion the moment it wakes up." He looks back at you.
I like the idea that he's a
Yeah,
combo.
I'll say with a 23. He says, "Fine. I will. I have an idea of what I'll give her to show my devotion. However, additional gifts, as you say, food and water, things of that nature. Perhaps she's interested in things like that, I don't know. I'll give you a day to gather them while I prepare my own gift. Also, well, here." He reaches into his pack at his side and pulls out a pouch and tosses the pouch over to you, Rose. He says, "I wouldn't recommend touching them right away. It could be a little intense the first time."
Not so good.
I pick up the. I guess I either catch the pouch or pick it up, and I kind of feel the weight of it. Are they presumably the mana stones?
There are stone-like objects within the pouch, clearly.
Is there mana coming off?
All right. Well, it appears my words have reached you. Obviously, the
Clear.
gift.
The only reason is because I don't want you to die to the orcs out there. They might attempt to disturb your gathering of gifts. They're very obnoxious that way.
I agree. Obviously, it goes without saying that any gifts we take, it would be as if you are presenting them. That goes without saying.
Oh, don't worry. She'll know I was the one.
Perfect.
Don't like
Do
that.
you know, out of curiosity, Mr. Strickland, do you know if she is conscious now?
He nods his head slowly. He says, "Oh yes, she never truly sleeps. We just can't hear her or see her now. She'll be able to see us soon, though."
Well, that is great. All right. Is there any spots or any food you would particularly like to? You would like us to bring back that you know of?
No, I haven't been outside for a while. But the orcs, they like gathering trinkets and items of note. It's how they present tribute to the stronger ones among their kind. Maybe if you defeat a group of them, you'll find their hoard. It might contain some suitable gifts.
All right.
Mm.
Well, I believe we have a plan ahead of us. I was like, if you guys want to say something. Yeah.
Riley
Okay,
is just watching.
Very well.
He pulls out a knife.
Oh, it's
Seeming
got
to-
a knife!
Yeah, seeming to forget that you're there for a moment as you sort of fell silent for a second. You continue talking.
I will start. I take a inquisitive look at the lanky figure.
It is
Perhaps.
still floating in the air there.
Thank you. No perception check needed. God is kind to me. I am a connoisseur of music as well. I know some Celestials quite enjoy music. Perhaps I could also try to learn a song. Entrances, as
He doesn't appear to hear you. He has the knife in one hand right now, and he's like examining his other hand, the one that isn't holding the knife, sort of turning it from side to side, in front of his eyes.
all right. I see where
Cool.
this is going, and I will be stepping back cautiously.
All right. Well, let's go.
Well, we will be right back with those gifts and hopefully a daytime.
Try not to
Once
get yourself
again-
killed in the process.
Try try to prepare your gift. I am sure I am interested as yep.
I hope his gift is killing himself.
He calls out after you. He says, "Don't worry, just get some other things. I'll know what to give her."
My God.
Perfect, beautiful. You always do. I've always said Peter Strickland.
Always said that about you.
Okay, guys.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna be real. I don't.
Hey, whoa!
You think that man fucking is listening? He's so
Shut the fuck up.
focused.
You
on
never know when he's hitting a
stabbing
nat 20 on his perception, motherfucker. We're getting out of here.
himself. With that 10 and 6. Yeah, right.
It's a +4. I'm not risking it.
No, he does have a plus.
Okay. You guys. I mean, we don't have to move you, but you can exit out onto the lip of the hole here. Actually, I can change the map.
All right, guys. Well, I got us a day.
I don't like him.
We also got some stones in here that apparently make us stronger, presumably. Not too fond of him, Riley. That's true. One of us should do this at a turn to see what the hell these do.
Hey, so
sure, I'll do it
one
first.
one thing. Okay.
Give me stone.
Oh,
No,
right.
not yet.
Let me
Just-
touch.
just-
Why not?
Let Riley speak.
Just hold on. Well, I just, for next time we go in there, this is just future reference. Those little mines. He clearly didn't have them set to trigger, like the normal way, because it's, being next to them. They are a verbal trigger, so if we do go in there with the intent to do anything else, stay away from them, because he can just pop them at a moment's notice.
Cool. Great. Why would we fight him?
I look at you weirdly and say,
I
do
don't
you
wanna fight the
want
fucker."
do you want to summon the giant alien? Because frankly, I don't want to know what that thing can do. You're scared of him?
I'm not particularly
well, no,
aligned
I
to
just
summon this
don't
thing
really
either.
care.
What do you? Okay, so what do you mean by you don't care? Would you? Okay, listen. If your whole thing was survival, I feel like our best odds of survival aren't letting that thing come to life.
Eris makes grabby hands. Give me the stone. Give me the stone.
No.
Why
Answer the
not?
question.
What? Fuck. Sorry. She looks at Riley again. What was the question again?
Well, why do you want to summon the giant alien creature if you just want to live? That was at least what you previously expressed.
I don't know. There's no guarantee it's gonna fucking murder us. It could not.
Right. But it feels like it's a lot less risk than just fighting Peter.
Sure. Whatever. Can I have the stone now?
No. I don't trust you
Why
with
the
this.
fuck not?
I don't trust you with this.
What? You don't even know what it does.
That's why I don't trust you with it.
Okay. How many stones do we have, Miss Rose?
I peer into the pouch.
There are 9 stones.
Holy
So
9
shit!
stones!
Sorry, does Rose engage this information to?
There appears to be 9 stones.
Okay, well, I mean, he didn't specify anything in particular, so,
Just that the first time would be intense.
yeah, if we're gonna touch it, Eris, we should probably step away from the, giant death hole, as Riley, like, peers into it.
We should, if we can, presumably either find a safe spot, and do it within the temple, or head back to the dwarf's camp with her seals and do it there.
Yeah, that's probably our safest bet. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say they're trying to camp out around here, but with the orcs and everything, it's a little risky.
The dwarf's
Although,
camp isn't far, right?
The what? Sorry.
Dwarf's camp, it wasn't far, right?
Oh, the dwarves.
I believe we
camp.
rolled. I believe we rolled well and got here quickly, but I don't think it was actually too close.
You guys rolled well and got there quickly. Although with that, it was like 30 minutes. On the upper end, it'd be like an hour. It's relatively
Okay,
close.
so it's not that bad.
Okay,
And
that's
the,
not bad.
the center region here is smaller than the outer circle.
Then yeah, I think our best bet is definitely at least go to the dwarf's house first, and we'll address the stone situation and what exactly we want to do once we get to a safer location.
I concur.
Well,
Ray
second move.
nods. Ray does too.
Miss Eris, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I just said, yeah.
Okay. I'll take my temporary HP off, I suppose.
You return to the dwarves' camp. I'll say go ahead and make I'll say stealth checks. Group
Checks.
stealth check.
Guidance for.
How about them apples, bichacho?
It is a group check still, so that does not guarantee.
But it's a nat 20 though, so it should.
Stealth.
Riley was so sneaky.
Damn.
Why did my
And-
nat 20 have to be a
did
group check?
good.
That's so
Quite well.
cringe.
Was it for an average of 20?
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Unless,
you have
unless
that.
they roll here, I'll say yeah.
Oh,
You stealth around. There are orc hunting parties around, but you easily avoid them. Returning to the dwarves' camp. She looks up and says, "Only been a few hours. Everything all right?"
yeah, we ran into our friend. Guy's a
Wow.
fucking creep, let me tell you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm glad he didn't just try to kill you. That was the impression that I got from him in my dreams.
Was her name pronounced Giza or Giza? I remember I asked this last time, but
Giza.
Giza. Yes, and Miss Giza, do you happen to know how long he's been at that temple?
She frowns. She says, "No, not exactly. Like I said, I cleared out as soon as I got the vision that he'd be coming to kill me. I mean, no more than 3 weeks. That's when I cleared out."
Alright.
So he's been doing these tests for a while, so he doesn't do them like crazy efficiently, it seems.
Riley can make an intelligence check.
Dun, dun. Thank God.
I mean, it is possible he doesn't do them very efficiently. However, there was some time involved when he was still with his group, and
True. Okay.
yeah.
So it makes-
we got
it
wind
makes
that
sense.
they.
Yeah.
Good.
I was gonna say that he also left the dungeon fog, got the amulet, and returned as well in that time period.
Oh, that was within the 3 weeks. Oh, okay. I misunderstood. Okay, gotcha. What were you gonna say, Kevin? You cut out. You are not audible if you're talking. By the way, there you go.
Oh, there he is.
Motherfucker. All
There it
right.
is.
I was gonna say, he like headed up there like 2 weeks, because we got that information from the witch or whatever. or it was like we got a time span from the witch. So presumably,
Yeah, you did. So just to clear things up a little bit, 3 weeks ago he came up with his group. The witch was not aware of his presence during that time.
okay.
He presumably murdered his group at that time, within
Yeah.
that time span. Went back down out of the dungeon fog, grabbed the green amulet, came back in. At which point the witch was aware of him 2 weeks ago, and that's when he returned to the temple. So he has probably been doing these permutations for about 2 weeks, more or less.
Okay, so in all fairness, him and 1,000 something is actually pretty okay for what the 2 weeks are.
Yeah.
He's done 4,000 permutations.
Or
within the
4,000, sorry, 1,000 left.
Yeah, he's got about 1,000 left.
1,000 left. So presumably 1,000 left isn't like out of the realm of
It should.
possibility to do.
Well,
in a
I guess
couple
if
days.
it's random, right?
If it's random, yeah.
Yeah.
So on average per day, that would be an average of 293 permutations per day.
Okay.
I mean, all he needs to do is just bink that one.
Yeah, the likelihood of him getting it increases with every failure. So I think you should roll a D1000, Hudson, 200 and something times.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay with whatever set time you actually have in your mind, because I like that timing better.
The timing will be according to, probably a D1000
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
number of times.
That's just how I like it being that way.
All right.
Let the dice rain. So presumably he's kind of not doing it right now, though, because he's dealing with the gift situation. At least if what he said is to be true. Because he said he would give us a day to get the gift and go.
He's willing to give you a day.
Yeah.
Of course, he is not the most mentally stable individual.
No, not exactly, but he's trying his darndest, huh?
Or all of us are crazy, and he's the only sane one.
True. He sees the light. He sees the
I
light.
see dead people. All right. All right. So I suggest. What time is it? I assume we spent at least a couple hours in the
I think
temple.
at this point, I believe it is getting to be approaching nighttime.
Okay.
well-
So presumably we either do the Mana Stones before we go get gifts, if we're planning to get gifts. Okay, we should. Okay, with
We should
the
probably devise a
with the-
plan.
with the conflict earlier, let's group up. What are we planning to do here?
Riley, I raise my hand and I go, well, I personally think a good way to go about this is if we have the ability to easily get gifts, use those as a way to possibly catch him off guard by then sneak attacking to some extent. If we don't have an easy way to get gifts, then maybe we just get whatever kind of power comes from these things. If he is to be trusted, and if Eris is willing, I suppose she can be our guinea pig in this situation. See how that goes. But either way, I do think we try to attack him, depending on if we want to get gifts or not, as a pseudo sneak attack.
Okay. Giza, are there any sources of gifts considering food and or other trinkets that we either might buy, borrow, and or get from either you or the land that provides us with the least amount of orc presence as possible?
She'll make a nature check. I'll say with advantage. She's been there a while. She nods and she says, yeah, there are some edible types of mushrooms in the forest that are fairly, I would consider them to be high quality. I do have my own rations, but I'd prefer not to give those up. You guys kind of already looted my hoard in terms of the random sort of knickknacks I found in my time here. I'll say the 21, she will suggest, if you're looking for copious amounts of food, the witches' little village there probably would have a fair amount that they'd be willing to share. They seem to have plenty of food there.
The one from below.
Yes, you would have to trek back down and then trek back up.
Okay, I actually don't mind that idea.
If we do wait till nighttime, I can get us down fairly easily. I found out I do have one last trick up my sleeve I didn't know I had.
Right. The only night we would have to do it would be tonight.
Well, yes. I meant in the sense that we could rest, get down, get back, and then go from there. I mean, he didn't really give us a time. He just said a day. I'd assume we can show up later tomorrow, and it's fine. I mean, I don't think he expects us to show up at early wee hours of the morning.
His ability to tell time is not. I was not saying the morning, but more of 24 hours exactly from when we said that. Although I will agree, his perception of time is not. Yeah, I don't think we'll be held strictly to 24 hours. Just the longer we wait, the more permutations he'll have.
Yes, I think as long as we show up tomorrow with them, we're fine.
Okay. So, yeah, Riley, run me through your plan with this information.
Well, I mean, really, it's not super thought out, if I'm being honest. I can probably try to create something better, but just shorthand thinking, we just kind of go in, kind of proceeding how we did with our last interaction of pretending to be friendly and pretending to provide these gifts, and when he's turned around or not paying attention, we try to get, as good of a starting blow as we can. If we have the capabilities, obviously adding some kind of maybe trap into the gifts, but that's something we can kind of figure out while we rest tonight.
All right, very well. And Eris, your plan?
What, the plan for how to deal with that guy?
Or your
Well, yeah,
plan
or-
for our future in general?
Yeah, or whatever you think might be best. Same.
I don't know. This guy's more trouble than he was fucking worth.
Listen, if we didn't have to get this green amulet to live, I would hastily agree.
I don't know. Give me a few seconds, a few more minutes to think about it.
All right.
Miss Rose, what are you thinking?
As far as my plan goes, triggering the mines. Do you know the range of their?
Yeah,
Effect.
to real quick meta it, just so I don't have to. So they have a 10-foot radius in which you would, 10-foot radius sphere in which you'd have to make a con save. And as I said, so usually there's two types of triggers. It's either A, when someone comes within 5 feet, which we did step within 5 feet, so it's not that trigger. And the other one is a verbal command where he can use his reaction to detonate one or more mines. So he can literally detonate all four at the
Okay.
same time.
Presumably, we can trigger these by ourselves with some sort of.
So yes, so if the mine moves at all, then or if you even attempt to move it, it will detonate. Unless the caster disarms it. The caster is the only person that can disarm them.
All right, then disarming them is not my plan. My plan is to explode them. Whatever harms the temple, something is obviously gets angry because from me just striking it with Ray's weapons, it got angry. So presumably a bomb would only increase its frustration.
One thing I could offer if we want to try to get these mines, whenever I sensed them, were they above the ground, just like invisible, or were they under, or what was the situation?
They were above the ground and cloaked, although
Okay.
obviously you were able to pierce that fairly
To
easily.
deduce them. Okay. Riley acknowledges, okay, well, I happen to, conveniently enough, be able to create a invisible servant that could move these mines without him, seeing that it's going to happen until it's too late. Unless he can just sense magic all around him, which doesn't seem like that's the case, because he was kind of surprised by us going through that door. Like, he didn't notice us till he saw us, so I don't think he just has some kind of infinite magic sensing nonsense.
Yeah, even if he did, two factors come into play: his infatuation with the prisoner and the fact that mana is muddied in the prison.
Yes,
So
so
I think-
I
I
could
think
create
that
one
I-
or two.
I agree that that idea is so far our best plan to trigger them if we choose to go that route. I am
Hey.
on the go on.
Hudson, when we saw the prisoner, did she look like she was made out of stone, or was she just floating there, looking like a person?
She's just floating there. No, she did not appear to be made out of stone. It was an otherworldly sort of material to her clothing, but no, not stone.
She still looked like she was like
She
flesh
was
and all,
organic.
right?
Yeah.
Organic. There we go.
Relatively organic, yes.
To our eyes, at least.
Yeah, she was not. She was not a rock person.
That's the PC term.
Okay, continue, Kevin. What were you saying?
Yes. So my plan is to procure gifts. That does go without saying. I don't think we can show up there without gifts and expect a surprise attack or anything. I believe it'll be, and also doing anything that disrespects this prisoner would immediately cause the mines to burst, assumingly. You only let me get closer, so with the gifts, perhaps all of us can get out of the range of these hidden mines. So I do think we procure the gifts from the village with some persuasion and probably some empty promises that we can hopefully fill later. I add that we do, and I agree with Riley in this point, although heavily dependent on what the mana crystals do, try to eliminate Strickland before he awakens whatever is in that room.
Okay, so just so I'm understanding, guys, for the most part, it's similar vibes, except kind of using the mines as maybe a good starting point or a fallback or something of that sort.
Yes. So presumably, your idea, but with the subtraction of a sneak attack and more of a sneak action to explode the mines.
Okay. I do also want to say the mines, at least the ones that I make, they don't make me immune to them. And while this might be pushing it, if we could find a way to get him near one, it could be bonus. I understand it's pushing it, but just something to note.
I believe there is an idea with that. Presumably, if a gift was heavy enough, perhaps asking him to help. Although I don't think he would be too keen, or too stupid. He does not. He appears to be crazy, but not stupid. But I do agree that is a possibility, as unlikely as
Yeah,
one.
Just
as it
wanted to
is.
mention it.
Good
Cool.
to know, though.
So, our next course of action, are we staying here the night? What are we trying to do here? Trying to go down the cliff to the village? What?
Riley, you did say something about nighttime.
Well,
I don't know what it pertains to.
Well, I have a way to get us down, all of us, in fact, but I don't really have any more magic left in me. I'm pretty worn out. It would have to be done in the morning. Okay. Unless there's another easy way we have down, but...
I'm all out as well.
Cool.
Is Birdie Boy okay? Where'd Birdie Boy go?
He's still on my shoulder.
He is on Eris's shoulder. As you mention him, he does wake up.
My baby!
He sort of nuzzles against Eris a little bit. He says, "Oh, I had the best dream. All my family was there. It was so real."
Aww.
Where are we, by the way? Did you guys move around or something?
Well, we're in Miss Jesus' home, and I'll point over to Miss Jesus, which he did. Yeah, because he offered her help and stuff. Yeah.
I could still help, And Jisa shakes her head, holding up her hand. She says, "Your friends have provided me with enough aid. I would hate to be in their debt any further."
Luxpert, what does your family look like?
Like me.
Exactly like you?
He tilts his head. He says, "Oh, yeah. I mean, I know you guys from your realm, you all look kind of different. No, we look pretty much the same. There are different sizes, but yeah, we're the same, though."
Okay.
I liked where the head was at there for a second, though.
I was like, if that's the family, then I'm kind of willing to wake this shit up.
But yeah, so I think Eris, unless you have another idea that you feel would be better, I think we hold off till morning. We go get these gifts. We come back up, and at that point we put a plan into action.
Okay.
Cool.
And are we taking the crystals before, in case he says the first time is intense, so in case of unconsciousness or
We-
incapacitation,
Yeah, we should
presumably we would take him sooner rather than later.
probably do that now.
Luxfer hops over to Rose and looks down at the pouch of stones. He says, "Hey, you got something powerful in there. Where'd you get
That-
those?"
We got him from we got him from an individual, not a terribly good individual, but he gave us to us nonetheless.
Well, be careful not to touch them. They're the same type of mana that you guys are, so it'll rush right into you if you're not careful.
Woohoo!
All right.
Mr. Luxfer, sir, the guy told us that it can kind of help power us up if we touch them. If we just touch one at a time, are we okay?
Ooh, maybe. I don't know. I think it would kind of depend on how well you controlled your own mana. I could help with that if you want. I'm pretty good at that.
Yes.
Definitely feels like
I'm
the
willing to
safer
be the
option.
guinea pig. Just let me do it first.
I do look over to Rose and I'm like, well, I didn't really want to be the first one to go, so I'm okay with that.
I would have liked to volunteer, as perhaps Ray might have not gotten incapacitated, but Eris seems to be giddy about this.
Knock me the
okay,
fuck
I-
out. Let's go.
I do recommend, and Luxper, can you touch these without them flowing into you?
Oh yeah, and he immediately reaches in and grabs one.
Just yoinks it.
I will let him, but I will obviously only let him grab one.
Sure. He only attempts to take one. He hops over to Eris and he says, "Ooh, you think that this will help us pull better pranks and stuff?"
Oh hell yeah, will buddy.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Eris
Okay.
reaches out.
No, don't touch it. Touch me. I'll be the you know I'll help you
A
talk to it.
conduit! As I like
Alright.
put my finger up. Bing,
Eris-
bing.
What sort of glares back at you? He says, "Yeah, sure, but I mean I like my way of saying it."
I frowned.
I assume Luxper is tiny enough where Eris can just like grab him with like both hands, hold him like a little teddy bear.
Yeah, you can. He says, "All right, are you ready?"
Hell yeah, I am. Let's go.
All right. You can make a. Well, actually, he'll make a mana control check first.
Knocks me the fuck out.
Yeah, he's able to reduce the strain on you. You can roll a mana control check with advantage.
Mana control.
You bink these.
Okay.
Multiply
Yeah,
it.
with the 15, it is it is definitely an intense experience, but you don't black out as you feel the power rush within you. After a moment, like also you like black out for like a split second or whatever. Open your eyes again, still holding Luxper. He says, "Wow, that was something, all right. You feeling okay, Miss Eris? Do you need any healing?"
Eris like swings him around, goes, "Woo! That was great, little guy."
He lets out like an excited yelp as you are excited, he is excited. So
So, Miss Eris, are you okay, I guess?
I feel fucking fantastic, kid. Thanks
I
for
told you I
asking.
was good at this.
You sure are. She just gives him like a big old pat on the head.
Does the Mana Stone look different now?
Yes, the glow within has now faded.
Okay.
It just appears to be a normal stone now.
And I would like to go ahead and Mana Sense Eris, trying to get a vibe as to the difference between before and after.
Sure. You can make a medicine check with advantage, I'll say, since you're pretty used to Eris's normal baseline. Yeah, her baseline does appear to have increased.
Kind of feel I'm like you see Riley really focus on Eris and then snaps out of it, goes, "Wow, you're like I mean, at first you were like a basic car engine, but you're like a pretty big truck now."
What a comparison. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you two were so afraid of. You should give this a try. It's one hell of a high.
It does seem kind of fun. Hey Luxper, would you mind helping me out?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a pretty good conduit after all.
It wasn't.
It's okay,
no,
buddy.
Luxper, you're a magnificent mana control thingy.
He nods eagerly and steps over to Rose and says, "All right, yeah, I am. I know I am." And he will reach out and grab another stone if you let him, I suppose.
Yes.
He snatches it. He looks up at Rose and then over at Riley. He says, "Well, I mean, that one is kind of small. I don't know if you can hold any more mana."
Riley frowning because he did not mean to make Luxfer upset. Just goes like, I think I can handle it, Luxfer. I didn't mean to offend you. It was it's just like a word. It wasn't derogatory.
Okay. He hops over. He says, "All's forgiven. No worries."
Oh, thank goodness. So do I just touch you?
Yeah, but you have to use your pinky finger, and it has to be under my wing. And he
Oh,
pulls the wing.
all right, whatever you say. I will go ahead and put my pinky finger under his wing.
Okay, you can make a I think, yeah, a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, he's about to fuck me up. I knew it. This goddamn piece of shit.
Okay. While you're sort of focusing on one wing, you don't notice that the other wing appears to. Well, I suppose you can't see it as well as he is trying to hide it from you.
Mhm.
But Rose and Eris, you guys see his other wing sort of grow, its feathers extending to Riley's armpit and begin tickling in that general area. Riley, you do manage to not. You manage to hold the laughter back relatively well. That's,
I will give Luxfer a grin though and be like, oh okay, no, I see how it is. I see how it is. Pull it back real quick. You're a funny guy, huh?
He happily hops back and forth. He says, "Gotcha."
Mm-hmm. No, you got me on that one. I'm not gonna lie, was not expecting it. Definitely trying to feed into it, trying to get back on Luxfer's good side.
Okay. After about 10 seconds of his celebratory hopping about, he finally settles down and looks back at you. He says, all right, we can do it for real now. If you're sure, I'm telling you, it's kind of a big thing. Eris was able to handle it, but I don't know if someone like you can. You are kind of, you're a little bit younger, no offense."
I know, but I don't think the God Lady would have brought me here if she didn't think I could do it. And I tried to mimic what Eris did to Luxper, whether it was just like putting her hands on him or whatever it was. I go to do it slowly, making sure Luxper's like chilling.
Okay. Yeah, he stands still. He says, well, I don't know what God Lady you're talking about, but if she's anything like Kaladin, I'm sure that you're right. It'll probably be fine. We
Hate
want me to
that.
find out. He says, "Are you ready?"
Ready as I can be.
Okay. And he will make his mana control. All right.
Nice.
So you can roll with advantage, and you get a +5 circumstance bonus as well.
Sheesh. All right, and this was mana control, correct?
Mana control. Yeah.
Mana
And you add a
control.
5 to the thing there or whatever.
+5 advantage.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Riley, you don't even black out. You feel it, but you grab a hold of the mana that's flowing into you and make it a part of you very efficiently. Adding parts to your engine, so to speak, in the way that Riley is so adept at doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, taking it all in. I let go of Luxper and I'm like, oh wow, this is amazing. I thought I had some powers before, but this is crazy.
Well, you should thank Miss Eris. With a little bit of practice, I really did a good job on that one.
Yes, Luxper, you did amazing. I feel great.
I mean, I guess you did all right too, he admits sulkily.
Well, thanks, buddy. I probably could not have done that well without you, though.
This is kind of fun. He hops over to Jisa and says, "Do you want to do it?" And she sort of puts up her hands in a warning gesture and shoos him away. Oh, okay, fine. How about you, Rose?
Oh, Miss Rose, you should do it.
All right, it's about time. I let Luxper take one out and hand the pouch over to Riley. Whispering to him to keep it safe.
Of course, yes, ma'am. I'll crisscross applesauce. I like put it in my little legs, my little leg pouch.
I look over at Ray and I extend a hand to hold hers.
Yeah, she of course holds your hand.
Uh,
Luxfer does say, he says, well, I wish I could do it with all four of you, but Miss Ray, she doesn't really have the same sort of mana. I don't think that the stones will do anything for her.
That's all right. Never hurts to have a friend nearby. As I look at Ray and then look at Luxfer and extend my left arm now to go touch him.
Says, well, that was kind of cool earlier with the mana orb. You sang that song, remember? Maybe we can all sing, and that might help you a little bit.
I'm always okay to sing.
Luxfer emits sort of a high-pitched trill, as not really having a perfectly human voice. It does attempt to sing with Rose and Ray as it begins to channel the mana.
What?
You can actually,
Sheesh.
you don't need to roll.
Damn, son.
With just a perfectly measured trickle of mana. It takes a little bit longer maybe than it did for Eris or Riley, but it does flow into you. Like a cup being filled with water. As you feel a gradual but significant increase in energy as well.
What is this melody?
Ray, obviously also feels the increase of energy as you increase, she increases. Just automatically, it seems, through whatever bond is shared between you two.
Well, thank you, my little mana control bridge thingy.
He happily hops back and forth. He says, "Yeah, I'm really good at that mana control thing. Yeah, that's right." And he looks up at you and sort of tilts his head. He says, "Oh, I just remembered. Maybe that's why I like you so much, Rose. Is my family and I used to sing together too. We would go up in the trees and we would sing together. It wasn't as much fun as pranks and stuff, but it was still nice,
Hey, when when we meet your family, I'd love to get some lessons in singing.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that they were that good at it. I think you're better than them, to be honest. But
Damn,
it was
Cook.
more about the, it was fun doing something like that together,
Of course, little buddy.
He
Anytime.
happily hops onto your shoulder.
Anytime you want to sing, I'm always here, and Ray's always here as well.
Yeah, we should sing. But you guys seem kind of tired after that. I mean, I always did a good job, obviously, but it seems like your man is a little bit unsteady right now.
All right. Well, we have, and I go to Riley and ask for the pouch back.
Yeah, I pull it out of my little lap pocket and hand it to you.
I take it back and go. So, no more attempts then.
Oh, well, no. It's like two things getting filled up, but you guys are both at the same level right now, you and those little stones in there, so they won't do anything for you, I don't think, anymore. You
Okay.
could use them for like big magic, though. I hear sometimes people do that.
Okie dokie. We'll save him for now.
Imagine how
And I,
far I could fall.
Lisa calls out and she says, if those are mana stones, I do have a use for those, if you're willing to share.
All right.
And what you
Bargaining is always a favorite of mine. What is your plan?
Well, I can use the mana stone to conduct a ritual that, well, will allow me to leave this cursed dungeon safely. I know that that doesn't appear to benefit you, and to be honest, I don't see how it does. However, I would be very grateful, and if you seek me out in my home in the world spine, I
hand it to her mid conversation.
Okay.
And I look at her and go, well, almost certainly you are in our debt now.
She like grins at you, like it's clearly seeing sort of what you're doing there. She says, well, it seems that you are the type to enjoy having people in your debt, but don't worry, myself and the Runebrand family, we are in your debt, and we do have considerable resources.
Well,
Should you
and
happen to figure this out?
Of course. And where is this rune brand location, or is that a secret as well?
No, that's no secret. We live in. Let me
Map
check real
time.
quick. It's the map. It's the map. It's the map.
It's
the map. Um,
Hola.
Mine
she
is Dora.
lives. And oh wait,
Where's
what?
Dora?
Did I say what clan she was for you guys? I don't remember if I said or not.
You did. Not that I remember personally.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I was too busy
Pretty
calculating orc distance, to be honest with you.
A little distracted. That's fair. I believe she was a Dam clan, if I recall correctly.
That does sound familiar, so I think we do know that.
Okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
straight up with the team during that entire conversation. I had the measurement tool, and I was like, how many turns?
She says, "Yeah, my family and I we live in Eth Aldam. It's a decent sized city of the Dam clan, southern world spine."
All right.
Out of curiosity, Miss Chisa, what can you do with those things? Because Luxper was talking about big magic or something. Like, I'm
Yeah.
more than okay with you doing this, by the way, but just wondering.
Oh, and I guess I should be clear. Did you guys give her all the remaining mana stones or just one?
I was trying to give her, to be honest, all of them.
I was gonna say, I thought Rose was just handing her the bag.
Yeah.
I guess she'll look inside and like take stock of it. She says, well, mana stones like these can be conducted. Fairly significant rituals can be conducted with them. Things that require more power than any one individual can provide.
Interesting.
So with this number, like I said, I think I could probably do my ritual with even just one of these. With the others, and I mean, it would honestly make my whole trek to this cursed place worthwhile in terms of I won't have to return to my father in any sort of shame. If anything, I'll be greeted as a hero for allowing our city to conduct additional, probably rituals of protection is what these will go into, would be my guess. That's sort of a typical use for them to protect settlements.
Neat.
Well, as presumably, and I look at the other two, if we live, and that's a big if, our next goal is probably geared to, I'm sure, lead us back on the same path again.
Miss Chisa, or go ahead. I thought you were stopping. Go ahead.
No, I was literally going to call a team huddle to see how many.
Oh, okay. So is she? Well, is Jisa under the impression that she's taking the bag right now?
She would like to take the bag right now. I mean,
Okay.
she is kind of. I mean, she's not like she's not gonna like steal the bag or
No.
anything.
Yeah.
She wants to, but she's not like she's not like putting it away. Or anything.
Then yeah, I would ask. So Miss Jisa, if we, I understand it's good for like rituals of protection, but if we were to, have to fight someone soon who is at least somewhat stronger than us, is there something we could do with them prior, besides this extra power we've gotten? With at least one.
I mean, there might be rituals that can be conducted that might enhance your ability somehow, but I don't know. I only know a certain number of
Okay,
rituals.
understandable.
They're not typically used in the moment. They're not used in combat. They're used, like I said, for large scale magic
Preemptive.
outside of the
Gotcha.
intensity of combat.
Makes sense.
Well,
Miss Rose?
presumably, yes. Presumably, Peter will know that we can only use one each. At least assumedly so. I think it'll be okay saying we maybe needed an extra one. Even two. But he might expect the rest back, is my issue.
Well, I don't feel like he would have given them to us if he expected them back.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't really know if he, is all there. I think he might have just tossed us the bag and called it a day there.
On the off chance, regardless, we can say that we used one. Well, kind of rough. We can give, and I'll say this openly. We can give her two, and keep the rest in storage, at least for the meantime.
I
You
have a
could say that the orcs plunder stole the rest of them. Jesus says, hopefully.
maybe one or two, Jisa. I will admit that if we have any left and haven't found use, and we come across the paths again, I will call both the favor and probably use one of them, as I give a very malicious grin. Um, but I guess if everybody's okay with giving her the rest, and then maybe her promising to keep one or two for us whenever we cross paths again, I would be okay with that.
Yes, I will say in terms of keeping, I'm happy to do that. If I find that my village is in great need of mana stones, I probably will give them to it, but I would be willing to store it for you unless in the case of that sort of emergency.
That seems like a stipulation I would agree. While I am talking, I'm looking for Eris and Riley's approval on this because
Mhm.
Rose actually just wants to give her two, but if y'all are okay with giving her all of them, I would be okay with that too.
Uh, yes, I mean, if you look back at Riley, I kind of shrug, and go, well, I, I don't think it matters a whole lot, and I trust Jisa, for whatever it's worth, and I think her clan might be of maybe some big help once we get out, and maybe we're traveling on our own to possibly help us if we do provide most of them, if not all of them. And if you want to keep some, I understand, but I don't have a dog in the fight.
Ew, it's...
You guys see Luxper sneak behind
The nat
Jason
one.
and reach with his claw to snatch the mana stones that she's kind of has under her hands protectively. She spots him and kind of, not like violently, but shooing him away. She, disappointed, flies back to Eris's shoulder.
Luxper, would
I was
you like? Yeah, what was I gonna say?
He says, "I was so close."
Luxper,
Sure you are, buddy.
would you like one? I feel as though we are at least somewhat indebted to you.
I mean, no, I don't know. I don't really have that much of a use for them. It sounds like this lady can use them to help people, so I guess that's fine. I don't really care. It's up to you guys. It's your stones.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
particularly care either, to be fair.
That's fine. Jisa, if this is the plan, Jisa can have the rest of them. The debt will obviously be bigger. Another smile creeps across my face. And of course, if you use them without hesitation, if the stipulation is met that you are in grave danger and need them. I will request that one, and if possible two, like I said, unless the stipulation and or between you and me, unless your father, if adding one more will increase exponentially, that is fine too. But I do request that you save at least one.
She nods. So to be clear, there were 5 mana stones left. So you guys would be giving her all 5, and she's supposed to keep 1 or 2 in reserve.
Is there
There was
5
6
left?
left.
I was like,
There
there's
was
6
6
left, right? If you give us 9.
There was 9 in
Oh.
total, and we used 3.
I forgot. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
I raised the 4th member, so but I forgot that she
Ray.
doesn't use
Yeah.
stone.
Ray is special.
Ray is special.
Very well. If we've all come into agreement, then this is the deal. Does this deal seem acceptable to you?
Yes, and I will say with this amount, even beyond myself, my father would probably be willing to hand out a favor, and he is not the sort of dwarf to do that lightly. He's
That's
quite
true, yeah.
quite perfect. I mean, he's literally famous for enchanting powerful arms and armor, which might be of use to you.
Riley's eyes.
I was gonna
get
say I,
lit
I
up.
look back at Riley and go, well, now we have to give them to you. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, you see my eyes light up, and I'm like, yes. Also, you should mention to him that he would be a really good teacher at some point later in his life. And Riley's just like smiling.
She shakes her head. She says, "You do not want to be taught by him, trust me. But he would be willing to at least provide you with some pretty powerful items."
All right. Well, yes, fine. You can have the 6 with the stipulation that you keep 1 unless emergencies call for it. You know,
If you don't see us, well, yeah, you can just use the other one.
All right. I will. I mean, I will wait a number of years before I make that decision. I will hold out hope that I'll see you again.
Cool. We going to bed now?
Where is journal? I'm gonna make a note of her clan before I forget.
No, it's okay. You guys just erase all that. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Hell
Damn
no.
clan.
Fuck out
What
of
was
here.
what was the country name?
The name of the city is F.
City.
Aldam. I guess here I'll put it in the chat just so you know how to spell it. It's not really part of it. I mean, it's part of the Dam Clan's nation, I guess you would say, but it's not. I mean, that isn't like a specific, geographical region or whatever. It is in the world spine. That's its like general location. Okay. I'll say just to speed things up a little bit. You guys do take your long rest that night in safety, as the camp is protected by Jisa and her wards. What would you guys like to do in the morning?
Head down, baby.
Yeah, head down, and try to convince the people for stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll say
have we left yet?
no. You can still ask Jisa something if you'd like.
I was gonna say we could maybe use one of the stones as a bartering chip for things from them.
Oh, good point.
If we just have one stone and Jesus can then have the rest.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I like that.
I was like, literally just one stone I think would be fine because they seem to be pretty rare and I don't think those dudes would have access to a lot of them. So,
You know what? I'll use my favor for what I wanted anyway. Jisa, upon the morning, Riley has brought up a good idea of using a mana crystal as a bargaining chip, and considering this will help our chances of surviving greatly, the one that would have been in reserves, I would like to use it for this.
She lets out a sigh. She says, "Oh, that damn witch will get it, but that's fine, I suppose. It is. I should be grateful for what is even what remains. So she now will have 5 mana stones, and you guys took one. You reserve one back.
Yeah, she can. All of the ones she has, she can freely use. All right. Well,
She like puts up a finger. She says, that witch should be giving you. I mean, she should give you everything inside of that village. To be clear, perhaps even including the thugs that she has as her little companions down there.
Thank you for telling us that, Jesus, because we're a little new.
She nods and well, anyway, yes, best of luck. I'll say if you guys are intending to trade the Mana Stone, the witch will empty out the contents of the hamlet for you.
Yeah, it's just I was gonna say
I think we try to do it without it first to see what we get.
That's fine too.
I mean, what was your thought process there?
My thought process was, it's probably not the full value of the Mana Stone, but we get everything, and then can head back there faster. Which
That's true. It would save us a lot of time. Yeah.
Whatever hidden
with that as well.
1000.
She will offer to provide a safe way to climb.
Dude, I was literally gonna say, can we ask for like renewed spell slots or something? Since I'm gonna be using one to get us down.
She's not able to help with that, unfortunately.
Okay.
But she is able to create
getting back up
powerful vines that reach up to the length of the top.
Okay.
That you guys can easily climb up.
Not only that, but I mean, almost considering we can use the
swag
bandits to get from the village back to the wall without encountering goblins.
Yes. She'll have them carry your crates of tribute, and she'll have them carry them up the vines as well, in like small packs.
Betty.
I actually think this is a good.
Never mind. We just send it. Yeah, we just send it.
And I think it's better for spell slots if we just send it.
Okay. So I'll say by midday the next day, you guys have returned to the top of the Great Wall, with crates upon crates of supplies. and various whatever, literally like little things that the thugs had that they brought with them from their world.
Oh, wait, can we mark our
Um,
long rest to do our
Riley can
stuff?
ask for a dog.
So I was like, there's a few things that. Hold on. First off, if we are going off the edge, Riley would ask all of us to jump off the edge together.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
This is important.
Yeah.
This is very important to Riley.
Sigh and do it.
Hell yeah!
At this
As-
point, I'm just trusting Riley.
As we're about halfway down, I activate Featherfall. I make y'all sweat it out, thinking it's funny to me, and then I activate a Featherfall. So we all start going at a 60 feet per second fall. We can land on our feet, taking no falling damage, getting to the end.
So you guys do descend in that dramatic fashion.
I get to the bottom, I'm like, wasn't that fun?
Hell yeah, it was.
I like a small feather or a piece of down
Yeah,
as a material component.
a piece of down. Come on.
So you guys with your crates of supplies. Also, you probably won't be able to carry all of it with you, or you could take multiple trips if you'd like to spend the time to do that.
Do we get a dog?
You do not.
Fuck.
The witch does try to give you the dog as you ask for. The thugs are like, no, we're not giving you their.
As long as I get to play with the dog for a little bit, I'll call it a win.
Yeah, they do allow that, although the dogs are still fairly unfriendly.
That's fucked up.
Actually, Riley, you can make an animal.
Animal handling? Yes, dude.
Classic.
The good old. We gotta use it when we can.
Once in a fortnight.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. You play with the dog. They don't bite you. I'll put it that way.
We
They
take
don't
those.
like hurt you.
We take and I would approach them slowly. Or I do all the things. So I guess pretty much what happens is I get to pet them, and I count it as a dub.
Okay, that's fair. In case you guys make it to the top of the wall with the supplies, the relevant choice here is: would you like to just carry what you can with you back to the place, or do you like take multiple trips to make sure you get everything?
I would say the crates probably drop them off at the safe place, right?
At Giza,
Yeah,
I'd agree.
And then bring what is most valuable, because doing multiple trips is orc dangerous, and bringing all of them at once is even more orc dangerous. So-
Agreed.
Okay. I'll say all you got group investigation check, and Luxper and Jisa will help you guys. So two of you can roll with advantage.
Oops.
Are we allowed to see
not
what
I.
are we allowed to see what our roles are? Like so
I'll
like I
say
can know now.
Rose and Ray, you guys roll with advantage.
Shit.
That's what I'll do.
Okay.
Guidance on one.
Sure.
Y'all save this? Y'all save this?
Okay. That's an average of 13. I'll say you create a pretty good collection. You get the sense you're probably leaving some stuff of value behind, but it would take a lot of time to figure out exactly, what you should be leaving behind, what you should be bringing. You get a pretty decent tribute with just those investigation checks.
All right.
If you like to spend like a fair amount of more time, you can try to improve it with more rolls, but it will take you. It'll
I
eat into your day a
don't
bit.
think this is that important, to be honest.
Just
being,
as
like, the
long as
perfect
it's
stuff.
like a mid and above, and we have something, is kind of what I was going for.
Okay.
I think we're
Just to give
chilling.
you options. All right, so you collect your tribute and make your way through the forest. Stealth checks, please. I'll say with advantage, yeah, because Luxper is providing distractions for you, as he was not awake when you were traveling around yesterday, but now he is.
Oh.
Everybody has advantage, right?
Yes,
Is that what you said?
yes.
2019, 920. Eris, what we doing?
Dragging us behind. Woo.
You guys are fine. The orcs, again, you occasionally hear in the distance like orcs swearing as Luxper laughs, darting away from their attacks. Returning to you guys perfectly safely. You guys make it back to the dungeon.
Dungeon is scary.
Or I should perhaps say the prison.
About how long has it been? What are we looking at time-wise?
You guys did pretty well on time. I'll say it's mid-afternoon at this point.
Okay, that's not bad.
Luxper. Sorry, we'll change the music here. Luxper, as you guys enter this place, he looks around and he looks excitedly up at you, Eris. He says, "Oh, why you guys have been here before?
Yeah, this is
You already met my family."
Eris pauses and goes, "What?" Excuse
I mean,
me?
I sense them. They're right here. Hey, guys, come on out.
Oh my god,
he-
they were all around us.
He flies over here, going here. He pokes at what appears to be an empty spot. He says, "Hey, guys, you can show yourselves. These guys are friends. They're nice people. Guys." As an entity does lose its invisibility.
Elegant.
What happened to you, Luxper? Additional creatures appear in the rooms.
Eris would like to kind of
So
grab
did,
Luxfer
so
and pull him back to
was
her.
Luxfer with us last time?
Yeah, he was asleep
Oh, he's asleep. Okay.
on my shoulder the whole time.
What happened? Who did this to you? And he looks back at Eris. He says, "What happened to them?"
I don't know, buddy. This is the first time we've seen them, and she'd like to kind of back away with Luxfer in her arms.
The creatures, their burning eyes in a form of shadow and flame follow you as you move, but they do not approach yet. They do not move.
Luxfer, are you sure these guys are your family?
Yeah, I can feel them. Their man is the same. Someone's done something to them, though.
Hey, buddy, maybe let's just go outside and we can talk about this.
Yeah, let's
You can make a persuasion check. I'll say with advantage. You guys
That's
are
fine with you.
trusted companions now, according to Luxper at least.
What is that supposed to mean?
He doesn't really respond, but he does allow himself to be carried outside. And he says, we need to help my family, though."
Buddy,
And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
valid.
No, not the baby's family. Hudson, you better let us keep him.
That's up to you guys.
Yay! We're gonna keep him.
We'll see.
That
He
sounds
might
like
be
that's
good
exactly what that
cooking.
means.
Might be good cooking, you know what I'm saying? Tastes just like chicken.
Rude.
All right, GG. Oh, for the level ups, you guys are level 4 now, so you will
People
try to figure out whatever you need to figure out before the next session. It should be a fairly easy level up. I think it's just like an ability score or a feat or whatever.
So we
That's
can change spells again, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I mean, depending on the class, I think sorcerers can like replace one spell or something like that. I don't know what art or what inventors can do, but
Just because
I
this
would
is
change
stated,
an upgrade, but that would be it.
just because this is stated in the book, Ray is capable. Ray takes my ability score improvement whenever I take one, but the one that is ask your DM is could she replace that for a feat?
sure, why not? What's the worst that could
Oh,
happen?
that's a dangerous game.
All I
You're
need, all I need,
playing
all I need.
dangerous game, brother.
I guess. All right.
All right,
All right, night, guys. Bye.
All right, nah, GG's. Oh boy, oh boy. I can't believe he told you yes on that. I'm not gonna front.
In all fairness, I don't actually think it's like that oppressive with the build that I've done for Ray, which is like adorable, higher
That's
wisdom.
fair. That's fair. You've given her a lot of the roleplay shit. This is true.
If I gave her an extra evolution and then also did a ranged weapon and then did like healing and then get like a cantrip, then we're talking. But I did use like 2 evolutions to just up her wisdom and make her adorable, all that shit.
It's very true. You're already past the point of like the min max is out the window, basically.
Yeah, the making the character is like where you need to stabilize if you're gonna do it or not, and I already said no. So
Yeah, I'm definitely changing one of my upgrades for the fight because I mean I can do it after every long rest, so I'm not breaking any rules. I can change one.
you could have
but-
just said
You've done it like after this long rest, even.
Yeah. So I didn't think we were fighting today since it was already like 11 whatever. So I was like, I'm just gonna mention at the end, be like, hey, I'm changing my jumper cables to be. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'll probably do fire spitter, but I was like, I'm just gonna do things that can pop some Damahe. Dun, dun. And I gotta pet a goddamn dog. Did it like me? No. But did I pet it? Yes. And that is what matters.
In all fairness, I think what's going to happen is that I'm going to take a feat and she's going to take an ability score improvement. So.
That's fine.
But I was just curious if
Good
it
to
would
know.
allow it.
Yeah. It is good to know for the future.
I still might take a feat.
Gotta look into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, my plan is
18 dex is nice, but having like a Sentinel or Great Weapon Master is nicer.
my problem is because I know that, and he did this before where he gave us like the free feat. Excuse me. Like I can't decide because I can either play the game of I set my intelligence to a 19.
Okay, I gotta pee really bad.
Go for it.
I really tried.
Go for it. No, it's fine. I'll chat. It's fine. Alexa, ceiling on. I like the bashful one. Yeah, the descriptor words are literally like one of my favorite things inside of it. It's so funny. Alexa, ceiling on. Yeah, the like little descriptor words are actually so funny, and I love them because it just like turns like the ice block to a shitty ice block, or the one orb into a racist orb, which is just it's just funny. It's just like genuinely good shit. But yeah, I'm glad y'all enjoyed that. That got rough on that puzzle for a while. It was funny. As soon as we like realized the water would freeze touching the ice block, I kind of came to the conclusion of drawing the line. But I agree. It sucks because had we figured it out faster, we probably could have even like gotten to the fight. But it is what it is. It's gonna make next session really hype because it sets up the next one to be a genuine fight. But anyway, what I have for you. One, sorry there was no upload Wednesday. I was planning on what I'm uploading tomorrow, or what's that? Yeah, uploading tomorrow, uploading Wednesday. So you will get that video tomorrow. Tomorrow, as well, for those of you that are still here, Naruto 5e League bracket play begins. That shit I am so excited for. Because the games, again, while they did matter for, placement and seeding purposes, it's the shit now. This is it. If your team loses, you're fucking done, mate. And I have seen some people ask what mode. I'll specify in there again, but there is no confirmation on mode because it's going to depend on the teams. Top seed gets to choose to like pick or ban first and let the other team kind of do whatever they want to do first. So it'll depend on what the teams decide. There is no set mode for the weeks anymore. It purely comes down to what the teams decide that they feel is their best odds of winning. So it should be very interesting because there's definitely some teams that are geared more towards certain things than others. But it'll be fun. I'm scared about this one. I'm against Bearded. Yeah, I mean, hey, the thing is, like, I think especially because we have gone through multiple weeks now, and everyone has had a chance to see everybody. I think anyone can win. And I mean that genuinely. Like, even the teams that maybe haven't looked super great or that have lost, like, pretty handily, it's not too late to look at concentration cost. I understand, and in the future, we will assuredly have some kind of concentration cost built in. We just didn't because that's how we've always played without concentration cost because we've always thought it was kind of cringe or whatever. But also it's just another thing to keep track of. Like, there's already so many effects and things going on. Like, there were some things that we have like played without, and we're like, okay, we're gonna remove this to make it easier to focus on other parts of the game. But yeah, listen, I'll tell you this. I can never confirm anything. Nothing's 100%, but I definitely want to do more of these. I get it. I play without it too. Darkness Genjutsu is just tough. Yeah, it is hard to deal with. But what I will say is, in the last game, I think it was handled almost perfectly. Until the split up happened, where I forget who was up top, but whoever was up top got 1v3'd. Until that point, y'all made him pop like 3 of those, which because it's a B rank jutsu, it's expensive. That bitch costs some fucking chakra. So he was already, I think he had done almost 0 damage and was already like over halfway through his chakra or something. It was absurd. So I definitely think like the strat of like kind of mini avoiding it and like kind of drawing the charge out, whatever. Oh, it's so, there's so much shit. The only issue was Terra. I had to spend a lot of chakra popping it. Yeah, 100%. Well, there are ways around it, just hard to. Yeah, well, 100%. It is a hard thing to deal with. It is very tough. We'll see. If / when another one happens. So I think I'll definitely do another one. I don't know if it'll be teams or if it'll be solos. It will almost assuredly not be level 7. I think level 7's fun. There's just too much shit going on. Because the thing is, too, like, the lower level I make it, the less restrictions I have to put on things, because things are just, like, obviously naturally more, like, controlled and confined. But I understand less levels doing something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get to it. This was good, though. This was a much better kind of test as to how things went. If we play them again, we'll hopefully have a better strategy or get a better map. That open map made it really strong, in my opinion. Sort of. I think a closed-in map, it depends, because you could use the cover and stuff. Yeah. Oh, with all the shit that happens, you even forget some stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is, yeah. People forget things. It is what it is. It's gonna happen. Yeah, and we probably
Never
just
mind,
won't.
bro. Kevin doesn't get to pee on Thursdays.
Does or does not?
Does not.
Oh, did you go outside finally?
It's getting real close.
Okay. In a closed-in map too, you can use AoE and have a decent chance to hit. Yeah. No, I think there's like pluses and minuses to both, because if you do a closed-in map and they drop the darkness genjutsu and you're like inside a building, it now becomes a lot harder to get out of the darkness genjutsu. Whereas when it's open, there's a lot of room to leave. You're literally shooting in the dark. Yes, yeah. No, that's what I think there's both sides of it, because I think you're a little more trapped in it, but yeah, you do have the other side of you can hit with an AoE a little easier, so it is interesting. We will see. I am pumped. Tomorrow will be fun. We will have our first teams getting knocked out. I will say too, definitely team captains, be prepared for speeches, whether winning, losing, whatever. I haven't decided exactly who I'm gonna let talk and how much or whatever, all that stuff, but you know, it'll be affirmed by tomorrow. So nonetheless, I hope y'all enjoyed. It was a good sesh. Hopefully the next sesh we get some sick ass combat. We'll see. I'm interested to see what Mr. Peter does, and just his family. That was definitely a wrench in the plan that I don't know how we're gonna handle. But shit, I guess we'll see, huh? Anywho's, thanks y'all for coming. I will see y'all tomorrow for our first bracket match. Peace out, everybody.